fam, how are we doing? Thank you all for being here. Happy, who knows what day it is? Who knows? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. How are you guys? Guys, have we tried this flavor? I feel like we tried it and I liked it. I thought I tried all of them, but we're going to try it today. We are going to try, tonight or this afternoon, wherever you are. We are going to try it today. What did you guys think of this episode? I'm not a fan of Angel, but I didn't like this. I didn't like it. It didn't. This episode didn't make me feel good. And this is an issue with all of the housewife shows. They don't make you feel good things. And that's becoming a huge issue in the Bravo universe. And I don't know, honestly, if Housewives is going to be able to survive within the next few years. I would not be surprised if they get canceled and something else comes up, or if everything is just recast. But we will see. They brought NeNe back. We will see. But I'm concerned. Oh, child. Oh, shoot. Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Got a little too excited. There we go. Let's try it. I don't know if I tried this. I feel like I have, but it's good. It's good. What is the one that I like the most? I got to check my videos because I forgot the one. What the hell was that? Hold on, let me check the news. I just saw something that said inmate search. Child. Anyway, I like this. I don't think it's better than the last one that I tried. And I don't remember the last one that I tried, but it's good. It's good. Ooh. And yes, this is a gingerbread man. Guys, I don't want to put up my Christmas decorations. My family is forcing me to this week. But I don't want to do it. They're making me. And I'm using everything until I absolutely have to. Anyway, let's get into it. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Nikki.Star. I do comedic reviews of some of your favorite reality TV shows and TV shows and films. I've been falling off of my TV shows and films, but I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I chat for a second with the Star family, and then I get into the review. And then after the review, that's when we get into the real chat. And sometimes the chat goes to wherever it may land. You're welcome to stay. All righty. So we open up with Angel talking to the ladies about Bobby and how, because they're on their way to the next event. And she was talking to the ladies about how she felt like Monique was trying to try something with Bobby. Remember when Monique invited the ladies over for a sleepover? And I don't know. Here's the thing. If you guys didn't have like running water and the heat was all messed up, why did y'all want to have a sleepover at that dilapidated mansion? Anyway, and remember when Monique was just like, come on over, and Monique and Giselle and everybody was just like, come on over, we'll do a little sleepover, everybody get in their pajamas. And she was just like, I have to check in with Bobby. And Monique was like, he's the father, he could watch the kids. And it came off a certain way. And Angel received it the way it came off because Monique had been talking about her and saying that she has an issue in her marriage like she did. And that is when Angel went, right? Rightfully so. So she was talking to the ladies about it. And she was just like, listen, yes, those are his kids. Yes, he can watch his kids. I just say watch just because it's just a common term, but it's not like we do not share responsibilities in the home. And I believe that she's telling the truth because every time we see Angel and her family, Bobby got some kids. I don't think I've ever seen Angel hold her children. The whole time she's been filming. Bobby always had them babies. So she was just like, I'm just this common courtesy. Like, I'm checking in with my husband because I'm at work and I'm filming certain things and I didn't let him know about this part. So I want to know, checking in with my man and being like, listen, do you have anything going on? If not, I'm gonna need you to keep the kids for a couple hours. But what Angel really isn't telling the truth of it all is that she just don't like the ladies and she don't want to hang out with them. I did not like how Angel was treated this episode. However, Angel does not like filming with the cat. Like, she doesn't like, I don't know, she doesn't like the ladies, she doesn't like production, whatever it is, she is not enjoying herself and she is not having a good time. And I know everybody's like, Angel deserves another season. I actually would like to see her back and see how she plays off of Karen. However, she don't want to be there. Or at least she doesn't act like, it's like, you do not act like you like them. And I think she's starting to try, but I think it may be too late. So yeah, it sucks, but it's just like, for the entire time that you have been filming thus far, Angel, at least from what we have, the viewers have been given by, the show that you were on, by your employer, the image that we have gotten of you is that you do not enjoy this cast. So why stay? Why stay? I agree. Like, I agree with her staying to do her commercial, but I feel like after you do your commercial, just bounce. Because you obviously, you don't like them broads. And that's okay. Understandable. Here's the thing with Monique. I'm telling you, the Real Housewives has a cast full of beautiful nuts. Like, these women are gorgeous, not the brightest bulbs in a basket, because here we have Monique, an actual gorgeous woman, right? And even if she is right about Angel's marriage being like very similar to hers and what she's going through, you are not coming off or approaching this situation in a way that seems genuine, right? Because you're talking to everybody but Angel about really, damning issues that you think that you see in her relationship that is similar to your relationship. You're not talking to her about it. You're talking to everybody else about it, and you're talking about it to people who do not like her. So it's impossible for it to come off like you're looking out for a sister, like you really care, like you're trying to help, because it would make sense if you see that it's as bad as your relationship. Wouldn't you either talk to her off camera, or if you're going to do it on camera because you're at work, pull her aside and talk to her about it? But if she is in the same situation that you were in, Monique, when the ladies talked to you about your marriage, you were very standoffish and you were lying and acting like everything is okay. So why would she be receptive to that? Like, why are you, a woman who said that you have went through what Angel is going through, why are you approaching it in such a disingenuous way? And why are you doing it the same way that it happened to you when you were on the show and you didn't like it? I know you came back and you apologized, but while you were going through it, you did not like it. So I'm just like, Monique's angle with this is not sitting right with me, because it doesn't feel like she's doing it in good faith. I cannot get on board with that. Here's the thing. So the ladies hate this dilapidated mansion. They haven't had any water. The water has been off and on. The heat has been an issue. Everybody said it's been 95 degrees and they just have not been having a good time. I don't know what the time limit is between this. Like, I don't know if it's only been 24 hours or if it's been 42 or 72 hours. I don't know how long it's been, but however long it's been, it has been too long for these ladies. And I'm going to give it to them, right? Because I don't even have these ladies' money. Probably do for some of them. But I'll just, go off with, they are all so much richer than me, right? Even if I don't have their money, I'm not going to stay in accommodations like this, right? Yes, it's pretty, but if we don't have any water and the heat is just when I'm on vacation, I'm having a good time. You know what I mean? Like I'm balling on vacation. So I want to be in something very, very nice, especially if I am a woman and I have a particular, my bank account's a particular size. I'm going to want my lifestyle to bleed into the vacation. And I said this before. I think also a lot of ladies are pissed because Angel has a certain budget that they all have, right? And their issue is we know what the budget is because we've all done it. Why is our trip like this? And then if our trip is like this, where are you coming in to accommodate us and make sure everything is okay? I absolutely understand them. I would be fuming as well. The issue here is that Angel is trying to fix it. Genuinely. Like she's trying to fix it, but it's just they won't accept it for some odd reason. And we will get into it, but it's just so weird. It's like y'all are putting 20 on 10. I get that you were uncomfortable, but again, as somebody who has worked on these shows, if the cast don't like something, accommodations are made for them. So I'm just like, y'all stayed at that place to make an issue because you guys could have gotten accommodations as soon as you decided you did not like it. There could have been accommodations made for you, not even waiting for Angel to call you. So you guys sitting there waiting for Angel to call you, to me, is very calculated. Because you could have, Giselle, you could have told your story producer, you could have been like, oh, this ain't for me. Find me a place to stay. If they were not able to do it, you could do it. What was stopping everybody from getting a taxi service or Uber X to the nearest hotel? Like there was nothing stopping you guys. So I just feel like, yes, I understand not liking the accommodations and being inconvenienced, but there was a way for all of this to be fixed. You guys chose to not do that, to make Angel look bad, and to also hold on to this anger because you guys wanted to have something to take back to cuss her out. And listen, Angel has not been nice. Angel has not been the most welcoming person. I still do not think that anything that she has done this season has warranted this treatment from Giselle. Now, if because Wendy was poking at her a bit and I allowed it. Angel came at Wendy real weird for me. So I allowed it. I'm not going to say nothing about Wendy speaking on Angel. I don't know what Giselle and Ashley's problem is. Like, if this is hazing, I have never seen them haze a light skin like this. And I think it's probably because, I'm about to say I don't want to get too deep, but it's my channel. We always get deep here. But I think it's because she's not the kind of light skin that they want in the clique. And I think that Angel thought that she was going to be able to be with them, but I think they want a certain kind of light skin to rock with them, and Angel ain't it. It's a little too much Negro and Angel for them, to go easy on her. And it's so jarring to see this behavior come from like much older women. It's like I understand that cliques exist even in older, friend groups, but it's just so crazy how they still operate. These groups still operate like they're all 14. It's insane. I also let me bring up, where is she at? I also feel bad for Angel on another aspect of this. And there she is finally. I also feel bad for her because this is a terrible commercial for her brand and for her business. And the thing that cuts the deepest is that the ladies know this. The OGs know that she's doing a commercial for her business. And for y'all to be women's empowerment, the way y'all are making sure we the viewers think that her business is terrible and not, not very well put together. The way you guys are discouraging people from putting money into this woman's pockets, sinister. Sinister, because y'all know this is her commercial and y'all are dragging it. Listen, you guys didn't even need to do all of the stuff that you were doing. The men that Angel introduced was already the nail in the coffin for her, for the commercial, for her business. Like, I think those men tanked her business more than you guys talking about how terrible of a host that she is. But again, when these ladies are filming, they don't know what is going to be put in the show. So I think that's also why they're putting 20 on 10 with everything, so they can make sure that it is in the edit how terrible of a host she has been to them. But now it's just coming off looking like you guys are bullies, which they are. Which they are. It was just a series of unfortunate events for Angel. It sucks, but welcome to your first season, child. So Giselle said that she called her contact. The thing about Giselle, she's a typical first lady. Like, Giselle was born to be a first lady. This is who they are. Like, if you are blessed to have a nice first lady, cherish her, because they don't exist. This is who they are. This right here, especially in the Black church, girl. Anyway, so Giselle said that she reached out to her contact and she got them accommodations at the Four Seasons. Pause. That Four Seasons has been on my list for like 4 years now. Prayerfully, I could do it this year. I have it on my list every year. I have got to stay at that Four Seasons in Colorado. It is stunning. Stunning. I've had it on my list for years. And my thing is, why are we just now waiting to go? Right? Like, aren't y'all rich? I cannot stand the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That show is garbage. But let me tell you something. Any of them ladies didn't like their accommodations, they wouldn't have put their bags down in that dilapidated mansion. They would have looked at that and said, "Oh, this is cute. We're staying at the Four Seasons." They don't. Now, one thing about them, they do not slum it for their accommodations. Why did y'all stay in that mess? That's the thing. Like, me knowing that they have options and they absolutely could have left that situation is giving me pause. Like, I'm just like, why are y'all doing all of this when there was a way out? There was a ram in the bush, and none of you took it because you wanted this woman to look that bad. It's too much, y'all. Like, y'all doing too much. It does not cause for all of this. Y'all can give us a little bit of conflict and move on. And I get that you guys cannot predict the season of when your show is going to premiere, but hopefully you get it for next season, because this nastiness and backbiting and tearing down every freaking episode, that's not going to work for y'all moving forward. We are in a different place. We are knee deep in fascism. Everybody and their mama is going through it. We want to come here and watch the show and have a good time. And if you guys cannot offer that, you guys will not last. The editors, the producers, everybody on that show, y'all going to have to wake the heck up and clock in to what's happening right now in America. Because if not, your show is going to tank. It already is, but I feel like if you guys keep on going down this road, I don't think your shows are going to be able to recover. People want to laugh. People want to be uplifted. People want to have some joy. And I think Bravo is feeling it, because for Bravo to bring back Nene after what she done took that network through and what that network took her through, they grasping at straws. and we will talk about it. We will talk about that. I think I want to do a reality TV chat tomorrow. We have got to talk about how Bethany came out. I told y'all she was going to be pissed that that Bravo went after Nene and not her. But she said some things that I absolutely agree with, and I can't believe I'm agreeing with Bethany. But we will talk about it tomorrow. I also will say this: I don't know why Giselle is so mean to Angel. Like with Wendy, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was just like, Wendy and Candace. It's how the Black community does their thing. Obvious colorism, right? With Angel, I don't get it. I'm trying to think what happened to make her switch up on her so much. Because remember she apologized to her when she did the whole catfish thing? Let me know what happened in between that to get her to this point. She is going after that woman. She does not care what was said to her or what happened. I hope we get that explanation at the reunion, because I haven't seen it, so it maybe I missed it, but I just do not understand why she has targeted Angel like this. Now I understand a little light shade or whatever, but she is targeting this woman, and we will get into it. So Angel rents a private jet for the ladies, right? And she invites them all on to the private jet because she's going to take them to Aspen for lunch, and they're going to go to Kimosabi. They get on the private jet. Like, these ladies on a private jet. Listen, I know y'all rich and y'all been on private jets before. Private jets are not cheap, right? I know that they gave her a budget for this trip. They did not give Angel private jet budget. So I feel like she had to put something to this, or maybe this was just her thing. And I feel like if we get any additional tea, I think we might hear that she paid for this jet instead of putting those ladies in another truck that they're going to sit in for 2 hours, because that was a big deal. They complained about that. They complained about being an hour and a half away, and I agreed with that, because I think that is very taxing to put that on the cast and on production when there are 2 filming locations. I would have hated to be on a set like that. It's just very taxing. It's not fun. It's better for everything to just be in one location. It's also hella expensive. So I feel like a lot of her budget was just probably mismanaged. And I think that by the time she got to the jet, I think this was her money. I could be wrong. Anyway, so she puts them all on this private jet, and they're going to fly to Aspen. And when they get on the jet, Angel apologizes to the ladies. She can't even get a word out. Giselle just go, we don't want to hear it. Nope. And I'm like, what happened? What did I miss? I just do not understand why she was so heated with her, and Angel kept on apologizing. And Giselle is just like, no, you just showed us you're a terrible host. You are terrible. And just kept on going after this lady. And I am honestly gagged, because I've never seen, this is so sad, but I've never seen Giselle go after a light-skinned woman like this before. You know what? I'm lying. She did go after Karen like this. She did. But see, Karen, the thing is, it doesn't look as bad when it's Karen, because Karen matches her energy. It comes off so mean, Giselle, when the person that you are sunning is not giving you anything back. She just kept on apologizing, and Giselle just kept on insulting her. And I'm like, this is just a terrible look for you. Even worse than what you've already done, because she's not giving you anything and you are still just digging at her. I hope you explain at the reunion, and I hope you don't do that thing where you act like you don't know why this person is upset with how you treated them. I hope you have an explanation, because I can't find anything to make any sense of this. She just kept on digging at that woman, and I'm like, okay. It was I just felt, again, Angel is not my favorite on the show. She had a terrible debut for me, but I'm like, she's not giving you anything back. So just stop. Leave her alone. She's not getting back up. Just stop. And then it didn't help that everybody else started jumping in. And listen, I like Stacey and I like Wendy, but I'm just like, if you see that this lady is already going after her and she's not fighting back, I don't think you need to add anything. I really didn't think that my girls needed to add to what Giselle and Ashley were already doing. It was just an egregious pile-on. And Tia and Kierna gravely disappointed me, especially Kierna. But we're going to start with Tia. Tia jumped in to defend Angel because she was just like, oh, we were up with her all night. She was crying. She felt bad. She was trying to like fix the accommodations. Tia was just like, I watched her. Giselle was like, don't get it. Like, don't get in this. They shut her down immediately. You know what Tia did? Oh, okay. I'll just mind my business. If that isn't that your friend? Aren't you staying at her home? She invited you into her home. You can't just help her in this moment. This girl is getting jumped. You can't be like, y'all chill. And it's just like, Tia, I'm so disappointed. I loved Tia in the beginning. You know, I still like her and her family dynamic, but to come on this show, letting us know you're this Nigerian princess and you immediately become a flunky of Giselle is crazy to me. I gave you so much more credit than you are giving yourself or have given yourself this season. And it's so unfortunate because it shows you how that so many people do not see who they are. Like we saw her in such a grand, this grand presence that she had, and we expected her to lead out like that. And she just became a flunky. And we're like, we were rooting for you. We wanted so much more. This lady, you're saying at her house, you said that you watched her sit there cry and y'all helped her best to fix the situation because she was so distraught about it, only for you to see her getting jumped. As soon as you jumped in, somebody just tells you to mind your business, even though you know what the truth of the fact of the matter is. You shut up and you say, well, I just said, okay, I'm just going to mind my business. But you and Angel just met. I'm going to let it slide. I'm not letting it slide with the 20-year bestie. This is your girl. She came into this group, made enemies out of everybody for you. Because you sat in her ear and told her all that garbage about them women before she even got the opportunity to meet them. And so as soon as she stepped on the set, she was nasty to everybody for you. She was protecting you. She took on your beef and you left her out there with no help. Angel getting jumped and you say, hey guys, let's do a toast. She's getting your girl is getting your girl who stuck her neck out for you. Your girl who is not liked in this group because she stood up for you. You watched that happen and said, let's do a toast. Then tried to cry and apologize to Giselle and on the rest of the ladies for not reaching out to them. Ain't said nothing to Angel yet. Let me tell you something. All I need is one time. All I need is one time for you to show me who you are. I will believe it. And let me tell you something. You won't know that you're cut, but baby, you're cut. Angel is still hanging around with this lady. I hope she's doing it for work. But if I were her, all I needed was that moment. And that would have been it for me. Because just like Tia, and even more so than Tia, you know more about the situation. You know what really went down. You know what really happened. But in that moment, you said, I'm going to protect my job. I see the big dog is going after her. To hell with it. Hope she can swim. Angel has she just joined the show. Didn't even allow herself to get to know anybody because she sat there and ate your poison, came into this group your what is it? I was gonna say lap dog, not lap dog. Something dog, a protector dog. What is a bodyguard? As your bodyguard, all literally all of Angel's fights and issues is because she was protecting Kierna. And Kierna sat there and said nothing. I am curious to know what Angel's mama and her sister think about Kierna. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I would have let my little sister know immediately that ain't your friend. It's that deep. That lady is getting jumped. And she said nothing. But you know what, Angel? If you learn from this, I hope it's a lesson that you never have to repeat. This is why you do not come in fighting for people who constantly stay in a situation. Because if she's telling you all these things about how terrible these people are, and then she gets up in front of their faces and she's smiling and she toasted to them, that should let you know who she is. I hope you know now. It don't seem like it because they're still like really, really buddy. And I'm like, that was all I would have needed. That I could not believe Kierna was quiet. And then when she started to cry and say, I'm sorry, I just want to apologize to Giselle and everybody for not checking it. They just jumped Angel. Why are you apologizing to them? Baby, drinks would have been flying. You would have been like, oh no, y'all not going to gang up on her. Absolutely not. I sat there and I watched her call everybody and try to get everything done. Y'all didn't want to answer her calls, even when she wanted to come over there in production. So her no, because y'all said that she couldn't come over. So you're not going to sit here and yell at her when this is her first trip that she's ever hosted. She's doing the best she can. And if y'all don't like it, you can leave. That's what she did for you. Woo, child. I want to know what your sister thinks. Angel. I want to know what that big sister think about Karen. Anyway, so they cuss Angel out. Nobody protects her. None of the girls that was sitting up in her house, eating all her food, sniffing up under her husband, none of them protected her. They just let her get jumped. Her friends. Okay. So they finally get on the jet. All is well. You can tell that Angel is defeated. Like in her confessional, girl is done. Every confessional from this trip on, she near tears. And I'm just like, girl, do you want to come back into this environment? It don't seem healthy. It does not seem healthy for her. So anyway, they all get to this tavern. Oh, Potomac, this budget is ridiculous. So they all get to this tavern where they have lunch. And Monique finds out that Jazzy told Angel the conversation that she had about saying, she said to the ladies that she thinks that her marriage is very similar to Angel's. And Monique confronts Jazzy and she's just like, why would you even say that? Because I told you that I wanted to tell her. And Jazzy goes, well, that's my friend. Really? She wasn't your friend when she was getting jumped in that jet. Guys, maybe I'm doing too much, but I do, even if I'm wrong, my friends could not watch me getting jumped and nobody steps in for me and we still remain friends. That's the least you can do. The least you can do is defend your girl, right? Anyway, so Jazzy goes, well, that's my friend. So I told her, and Giselle was like, when did y'all get so friendly? Like, when did any and all of this happen? And then Jazzy goes, well, no, we've just been really, we've been friendly and we've always been talking. And I consider her a friend. And Wendy was just like, y'all talk off camera? And Jazzy was like, yes, we talk off camera. And then Jazzy volunteers this information that, oh, I don't have Jazzy's picture. Oh, sorry, Jazzy. Jazzy volunteers this information that we just didn't need. It was a dig for no reason. And again, I'm going to say the same thing I said about Giselle and Angel. I don't know what Jazzy's beef is with Tia. I do not get it. But when Jazzy is in the mood, she goes right after Tia. And she looks at Tia and she's just like, Tia is only in the house because I chose not to stay there. And she's like, what does that mean? And Jazzy was just like, yeah, I was supposed to be in there, but I just chose not to say so. She just, let you say go in my presence. But I was supposed to be there. And Angel was like, well, Angel's like, no, they were all supposed to. Angel. Angel, she got you. Angel, she got you, girl. You could not lie fast enough to get yourself out of that situation. Because listen, Jazzy was acting like she was concerned about Angel. That's why she told Jazzy was being messy, right? And Jazzy has her nasty moments. She tries to act like she's like this first lady of football, but Jazzy, you messy. You just as messy as their husband. You are messy. You put on this voice and these airs, but girl, we know exactly who you are. But it's just so weird that she is always taking a dig at Tia for some reason, and that's why I'm looking forward to this reunion because I need them to fill some plot holes. I don't know why Giselle is so mad at Angel. I know why Ashley is because Ashley is a follower and she don't have anything going on. I don't know why Jazzy keeps on taking digs at Tia because Tia was just like, no, she actually wanted me there. Like she invited me, she wanted me to stay in her house. And Jazzy goes, use your brain. What? What am I missing? Use your brain, darling. Jazzy, I don't know why you did that. And then Wendy jumps in and she's just like, Angel, you need to really stand on it. And I think what Wendy said to Angel is, and let me know if you guys think this. I think what she said to Angel is what has really been going on with the group. I think, well, this is what Angel says. Angel's just like, why don't you just say what you mean? To Angel, she was just like, you never really say what you mean, and then it comes out in all these different type of ways. But you had the people that you wanted to stay at your house because those are the people you like. And then Wendy in her confessional, she was just like, listen, when I hosted my trip, I put Giselle, Robin, and Giselle's boot in the worst room on the second floor because I didn't like them. And so she's just like telling Angel, she's just like, just say it. Just say that these are the people you rock with and you don't like us. You don't like us and you don't rock with us like that. And Angel's just like, no, I like all of you ladies. And Wendy got really frustrated and the whole table kind of had that same sentiment. And I think what happened was with this group, Kierna killed Angel's chances with this group. It's not solely on Kierna, because Angel should not have came on this show ready to fight Kierna's battles. And I think her being a friend to Kierna messed her up because she came in strong and hot, protecting her friend who has not reciprocated that protection. And because she did that, she isolated herself. Now these ladies feel like she does not like them. And Angel, you voice that, right? Not only do you act like that, you voice that. And that clip of you telling your husband that you don't want to hang with them is absolutely going to be shown at the reunion. And the issue that will create for you is if the ladies decide that they don't want to film with you, there is no second season for you, because the show cannot just film you and your family, especially when you're a first season, when you have been cast in your first season. You could end up being the first season wonder if you don't do some fixing behind the scenes, because it seems like Giselle's anger is something that I do think she's doing too much, but I think it's because all of the ladies, especially in that house, sat and they just talked about how much you have such a disdain for them. And the disdain is you coming in hot and heavy and protecting your friend. Also, you do give off, you don't really want to rock with them like that. And I think now that Angel is trying to make it work with them, I think it's too little too late, because I think now they've decided you've come on our show acting like we're beneath you, like you don't like us. And we've been opening and we've been trying to get to know you. Not really, ladies, but I'm going to let y'all go with that. We've been trying to get to know you and you have been shutting us down. So now the door is closed and we don't want it with you anymore. Um, and I think that's where we're at, because when Wendy expressed that sentiment, it seemed like the whole table, except for, her alleged friends, seemed like they agreed with that sentiment. And when the OGs get in their head that you are not someone they want to work with, that could absolutely kill your chances on this show. So if you want to come back on, I would start working on my relationships within that cast. You don't have to grovel. I would be honest. I would be like, listen, Kiana told me all this stuff about y'all. So I came in very, on guard. And I did not like how I was received, but I also realized that I came in on guard and very hot and heavy, because I was protecting my friend, and I could have done things a little differently. I think that's what you may have to do, because I think they've all checked out on you. Not all, but the ones, no shade, that are important to the network have checked out. And if they don't want to film with you, it might be the end of the road for you. I felt bad when she started to cry, because she was trying. She was trying. Like, they had this whole conversation where Angel is trying to explain to the women why she didn't want to do the sleepover, because she had to check in with her husband. And the thing about it is, you've already lost the argument with the housewives when you start explaining why you had to do something. I don't think she had to explain anything to them. And I think if she would have took a different stance, it probably would have worked better in her favor. But when you start explaining to the women, especially Giselle, who has made you a target, it's just not going to go well for you, because she was trying to explain. Giselle shut her down and again was calling her a terrible host. And she just felt bad, because everybody at the table was agreeing, and her so-called friends were not stepping in and saying that she isn't a terrible host. So she felt ganged up on and piled on because she was. And and when they were moving on to their next event, which was Kimosabi, Angel couldn't go right away, because she felt completely defeated at the table. And she just had a little moment where she wanted to cry and just let all of the emotion that she had probably been holding in this entire time since that freaking plane ride. She wanted to let that out. Here goes Giselle. What's going on? We're leaving. We're going to Kimo. Like, wasn't even allowing her to get sympathy. Like, Tia was trying to comfort her, and Giselle was just like, we're leaving. What is this? We're going to Kimosabi. Let's go. And my problem again with Tia, and especially Kiana, why'd y'all get up and go? I would have been like, my friend's having a moment. We'll meet you there. Anyway, so the ladies get up and they go over to Kimosabi. We find out here at Kimosabi that where's her picture? Oh no, that's not it. We'll talk about that later. We find out I find out that this is the Kimosabi that all the ladies go to at, whenever they come to Colorado, all the ladies go to this location. This Kimosabi was like, it's like cowboy stuff. Stacy tries to have this moment where, she's, the princess of PETA, and she tries to pass out because she sees animals, hung up on walls as trophies. And I'm like, Stacy, please. Girl, please. You had never been that person before. You're not going to start it mid-season. Mid-season? Absolutely not. But anyway, I want to talk about Kimosabi because I feel like, and if you don't know what Kimosabi is, this is the place that all the housewives go to when they visit Colorado. They all get some kind of tacky Western jewelry and a cowboy hat. And this is the place where Kyle and all them came, and it was all that drama. I think this was the trip where, Erica revealed that Kathy called the DJ a slur, a homophobic slur. Kimosabi, there's always a lot of drama that happens with these ladies when they leave Kimosabi. Anyway, the only reason why I don't want to talk about Kimosabi is because I feel like somebody in Bravo has stock in that place. No way does Kimosabi need a commercial on every housewife show. Unless somebody in production or somebody at Bravo has stake in this store. It does not make sense. The way this commercial went on for Kimosabi for a good 7 minutes was crazy. The ladies are, first of all, Black women, y'all not fooling me. Y'all not fooling me. They're going through that store like, oh, this is amazing. Oh, this is so nice. Kiana got them ugly orthopedic sneakers, acting like that was the best thing ever that she bought. They was wearing this ugly these turquoise chokers, looking like the cast of Rosewood. And they all stood around in a circle and were talking about all the things that they got and how much it costs. Y'all are not fooling me. That was a commercial for Kimosabi. Somebody at Bravo owned that or got stake in that store because that didn't make sense. When Kiana showed them orthopedic sneakers, I said, use a damn lie. Y'all don't like that stuff. Y'all are lying. I will say, I love Stacey. Stacey was just like, I don't have to play rich with them people. I stay rich by keeping my money, and I did not see anything that I liked there, so I didn't get anything. Good for you, Stacey. Stacey said, I'm not participating in that commercial. Monique ended up not getting anything, and the only reason why I mentioned Monique is because this is the only time I laughed at Giselle this episode. Giselle was like, child. The only time I laughed at her, she was like, child, I know Monique is divorced because when she was with that man, she was spending that money. Now she not buying nothing. And they showed the clip of when Monique was with Chris, mother was spending. And this trip, Monique was like, I don't need to buy anything. The well has run dry. That's why she's back on Bravo. Ain't no shame in your game, sis. It's a check. Get it. But that was the only time I laughed at Giselle of this episode because she was like, Monique has definitely changed. The money is different. But that Kimosabi commercial, I was not convinced. They did not sell that to me. They did not sell that. Y'all ain't want that stuff. When Tia showed that necklace, Tia, you returned that. As soon as the cameras left, you returned that necklace. And shout out to Stacey for opting out of that commercial. So anyway, the next thing that the ladies do is they go to this bar where Maurizio pops up. And I'm telling you, Maurizio and Kyle got stock in Kimosabi. Because why the hell is Maurizio there? He said, oh, my daughter's in Aspen. You are here for this Kimosabi commercial. Who can do a deep dive? Somebody got the tea. There is something going on with Kimosabi and Bravo. No, I'm not buying it. Anyway, so Maurizio pops up, right? And the show tries to make me believe that Ashley is interested in Maurizio. The devil is a liar. Ashley is a decoy for Giselle. Ashley is a decoy for Giselle because when Maurizio walked into that bar, Giselle was stuck. We have never seen Giselle like this. And even in Giselle's confessional, she was just like, oh, if Kyle wasn't in the mix, I would be doing some horizontal stuff with Maurizio. I believe her. She sat there, Giselle. She sat there and she looked at Maurizio like this the whole time. I said Giselle, and they kept on trying to do this. They tried to get us off of her scent. What doing all this stuff with Ashley, baby? Please, you're not playing me. Her eyes never left that man. And the way she hugged him, Ashley is the decoy because Ashley, all of a sudden, she's interested in Maurizio. And she's just like, oh no, Maurizio and Kyle, they're no longer that. That's old news. It is what it is. Ashley, I don't believe it. You're the decoy for your good sis. You're the decoy for your good sis. So anyway, this is whole scene where Stacey is trying to get Ashley to go out with Maurizio, and Giselle is just watching the whole thing go on. There was no reason. So in this scene, Maurizio hugs everybody, grips up Giselle, and leaves, right? He walks out, and Ashley and Stacey follows him, and Stacey's following Ashley because she's acting as if she's her wingman, right? For Ashley to get Maurizio. All the other ladies stayed, right? Giselle comes to get Ashley and Stacey. She's like, oh no, y'all need to stop. Leave Maurizio alone. Like, no, Kyle. Girl, you did that to convince yourself. Because why did you have to go over here to get Ashley? Is a grown woman. Ashley was just like, I know what I'm doing. You did not have to go and get her. You went over there to get Ashley because you wanted to see that man one more time. I'm not wrong, guys. I'm never wrong. I'm just early. I'm never wrong. We have never seen her like this. She was stuck when that man walked in. If Kyle is ever on Watch What Happens Live and Andy ever asks Kyle, would you be okay if it, and Kyle goes, oh, it's fine. I'm telling you right now. Listen, it would be the best thing that ever happened for Potomac. My God, today. I said, oh, this is what you want. This is we have never seen that lady like that. She was stuck on that man. Kyle on that strong walk and them big boots. Show and play about her Mexican king. Anyway, we also find out in this episode that Ashley used to work as a bartender, and she makes like this nasty drink. The name is nasty, and apparently the drink is nasty. I'm only talking about this because Ashley lets us know that she was a bartender at this gentleman's club, this upper echelon gentleman's club, and that's where she met Michael. And I'm sorry, Gollum. And I said, oh, of course. Of course, that's where she met him. Of course. You let them housewives talk long enough, they'll tell you the true origin of how they met them men. They first start off the season and they're just like, oh yeah, we met at the library. Oh, I was at Obama's inauguration and this man graced my shoulders. And I said, oh, excuse me, we locked eyes and that was it. They start talking long enough. We met at a gentleman's club. Yeah. He answered my back page advertisement. Yeah. Let him talk long enough. I was his first wife's nanny. They never stick to the script. Let him talk long enough. I wasn't shocked. I said, of course you did. Of course you did. Anyway, that's all I have to say about this. I think the ladies were doing too much to Angel. I don't know why Giselle has made her mark. I don't get it. It's weird to me, but it is what it is. And I don't know. Like, listen, I want Angel to come back because I don't think she's been given a fair shot to really play with everybody. I want to see how she plays off of Karen. And if it doesn't work with Karen, then the girl has got to go. But I don't know if a second season is in her future. I think it doesn't, guys. It doesn't even matter if she does well at the reunion. If the OGs don't want to film with her, there's nothing to be done. And they have seniority. She doesn't. She's not a Garcelle, right? Where Garcelle is somebody who comes in and what's her Denise Richards, where they come in and they already got a 3-season contract because they come in with value. They come in as celebrities. We don't know Angel. So she doesn't have that cushion that is celebrity. Yikes. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let's talk about it. As usual, guys, I'm going to scroll up to the top and get the earliest, and I'll make my way to the middle, and then we're going to get the latest. But we're first going to start off with the super chats. What's up, Chantal? Said clock. Wait, the kids. Is this clock it, Nikki? Angel was drowning and Kay wouldn't throw out a life jacket. Kiana, pack your bags. You're done. Thank you so much for the super chat. Super chat, Chantal. Yeah, I'm dead serious. I really want to know what her sister's thoughts are. Her big sister, because your big sister and your mama can see them friends way before you. But that was crazy to see. Now, I'm going to give Angel grace and say maybe Kiana was defending her and we just didn't see it. Maybe they edited that out. That's why she's still friends with this lady. But it's weird. It was very weird to me. And, Kiana and Angel is normally on threads cussing everybody out. I ain't see him. I ain't see Kiana defending her bestie. 201 for Tim. Thank you so much for the super chat. Said, I don't feel bad for Angel. She participated when everyone was going after Stacey for several episodes. Everyone has their turn on this show. And I will have to agree with you, 201. I think that's what isn't working in Angel's favor. The way she came in on this show. She wasn't welcoming. She wasn't warm. She was Kiana's attack dog is what I was looking for. And now when she wants everybody to get to know her, when she wants to open up, when she wants to be warm, it's probably too late for the ladies. Yikes. Thank you so much for the super chat. Alrighty. Ooh. Child, y'all talking up in here. I'm trying to get to the top of the comments. Yes. Oh, y'all had a lot to say. So, needless to say, this episode struck a nerve. Because anytime the Star family is chatty like this, oh, somebody got on their good nerve. Eva Empathy, hey my love. Eva Empathy said, hey Nikki, hey Star fam, happy Tuesday. This Colorado trip is getting out of hand, y'all. And how long have they been there? Like, it's just falling apart so fast. What's up, Spency? Spency said, hey Nikki and Star fam, I hope everyone had a good weekend. It didn't feel like a weekend. January is always such a weird month for me. It don't feel real. That's the best way to explain it. January never feels real. I'm ready for February. And I think the reason why I'm ready for February is because there's so many events and stuff that I'm like doing because it's Black History Month and it's Valentine's Day. And I think that's like when everybody's back in town, everybody's getting festive and everybody is, inviting people to stuff. So I'm going to be in them streets. So I think that's probably why February feels like, oh, we're back. But January is just weird. Hey, Asher. Asher said, also, I want to add, these girls need to be arrested. The fact that they made me agree with Giselle. Agreeing with the villain hurts. It hurts. Asher said, horrible hosting work to say the least. Yikes. And that's the thing, nonsense behavior. This is why, I haven't done it in a while because I feel like the people who are watching me have been here for a very long time. But I always say that I feel comfortable talking about these housewife shows because I just worked on them. And I know how what you end up seeing is not actually what happened. It's highly edited. It's highly overproduced. And these ladies show up in character. Like they are playing characters on this show. So I am critiquing the characters that they are playing on this show because they're showing up to entertain. So I don't know these ladies personally. I am just critiquing their character. And I am very curious to know if Angel was difficult, or if the cast felt like not the cast, if production felt like she was difficult to work with, because the edit that she is starting to get, something happened. Something happened, and I need to, it is not in her favor. Something happened. I don't know if she was difficult, or she didn't want to commit to filming something, or she was guarded about some things, or they're punishing her because the husband didn't want to be filmed as much. I don't know, but this edit is not in her favor. Not in her favor. I can't imagine her being this bad. E for Empathy said 2026 has been a nightmare, and it's seeping into our shows, and we're only 20 days in. Oh, goodness. Yeah. And I honestly think it's because they stayed in that situation for far too long. Like, I got to be honest with y'all. I would be pissed too if I did not have water. I'm on vacation and I don't got running water. I would be pissed, but I would also have been at the Four Seasons within the hour. So that's what's giving me pause for the ladies. Like, I think the situation sucked, but I'm like, y'all didn't have to stay there. I know you didn't have to stay there. There's always an out for them. The only thing is you risk not being filmed. This is messy. E for Empathy said everybody in the cabinet of doom is cranky. Who wouldn't be? Give Me Shelter said, I don't watch Potomac outside of the clips and reviews. I'm here for the commentary because everyone is mad at the Grinch. I mean, Giselle. Oh, they are not happy with her. Ashley said, I want to know what Nikki says that is going to be this. I want to know what Nikki says is going to be an interesting review. Well, I hope you were entertained, my love. Moon says, it leaked that production booked the Airbnb. Angel didn't know about it until the day before, and she spoke to production that it was far and they should consider the Four Seasons. Moon said, apparently production said the girls have been in worse. When the girls got there, they complained to production that things weren't working, and that's when production moved them. Again, I wanted to know how long were they in this? That's what I needed to know. That's what I needed to know. I'm going to get to another comment, but that's what I needed to know, because I'm just like, if it was like one day, they're doing too much. They're doing too much. If it was multiple days, I can absolutely understand. I will say my understanding is that, and my sources could be wrong, understanding is that Angel recommended this location because it is a neighbor's property. So who knows? Princess said, did she mean to do a live today? I did. What happened was my light broke. I listen, NikkiStar TV Productions is breaking down, but I'm going to look at it. I'm going to look at it as a good thing, because I'm like, before I would be like, oh my God, my computer is giving me issues. Now my main light that I use is broken. And if you guys, I'll probably show you in my blog, the way I had to tape this light so it can stay. The blood of Jesus. But I'm going to look at it in a positive note and be like, you know what? This is breaking down, or this is not working properly, because it's just time to upgrade. I'm going to newer and bigger and greater heights. So it's time to upgrade. I do apologize for my tardiness, but we had some technical difficulties. That's been the theme for me for January. Moon said, no, I meant today, y'all. I meant today. Yoroska said she posted on her story. Oh, y'all. Oh my God. Were y'all dragging me? Thank you, Asher. Thank you for looking out for me. Asher said maybe something happened that's making her take a bit. It's happened before. Thank you, Asher. Oh, hey, Yasmin. Thank you for being here. You haven't seen the last Asher. Baby, you better be prepared for Thursday because Thursday is going to be monumental. Simone, hey sis, said, hey Star fam, eating dinner and watching the new Star Search. Can't wait to talk about this episode, girl. Hey Ramel, how are you? Cameron said, I'm here. Hey Nikki, hey Star fam, I'm finally on time for a live. Yay for me. Thank you for being here. Amira said, my favorite Olipop is vintage cola, and it's the only one I like. This is not bad. This is not bad at all. Cherry cola. It is not bad. I just saw a comment. There's a Joe, don't play with me. I will get that tonight. I will get that tonight. Where can I find it? Oh my God. Oh, it's at a store I don't shop at. Where else can I get it? Where else can I get it? Oh, I don't shop there. Oh no, it's not at Rouse. That's the only oh no, I can't cross the picket lines. Damn it. Damn it. Well, hopefully it'll come to my store. I'm gonna keep on looking out for it. But thank you for letting me know, Joe. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Oh, I'm sorry, love, like you are. It was a tough watch. I gotta be honest with you. Cameron said I didn't like how they did Angel, especially Giselle. Giselle was doing way too much. I need to know there's something that had to happen, guys. It's so disjointed. How do we go from Giselle apologizing to her for, the catfish comment to now this? What happened? It's weird. Social Steph said, after the info leaked about how production set Angel up, I'm over this show. I'm so tired. This episode was hard to watch. I almost cried, actually. Listen, I didn't cry, but my heart went out to her when she was crying at that table because you could tell that it was just building up. And also, them confessionals, she looked like she about to start crying. Maybe this isn't for you, sis. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I think they gotta figure it out, Kylie Steve, because I don't know if they're going to be able to survive. Because America ain't gonna be able to survive. So y'all gonna have to figure something out, y'all. Y'all better bring some joy back to these shows. The way she cussed Angel out on that jet, I would have said, oh, this ain't happening. You can go now. But they just let that lady cuss them out. They just let her cuss them out, and I do not get it. Here's the thing. They're keeping Giselle because of how she plays off of Karen. I have said this before, although she is not my favorite. Her and Karen are the best frenemies ever in the Housewife franchise. And they work so well that you just can't get rid of that dynamic. So I think if Giselle was on this season, if Karen was on this season and Giselle was still doing this poorly, I think it would be up for her. But with Karen coming back, they're not letting that dynamic go. Bianca said in another live, someone said that they told Giselle to parachute jump off the plane. I would have turned that plane around and I would have said, oh, trip is over. And the way she came in and tried to take over her trip, it was just like, well, you guys choose. What are you doing this for? You guys either come with me to the Four Seasons and And then next episode, she's going to make them choose if they want to leave or not. So, y'all leaving Aspen? Give me each other said, I've fallen off of TV shows too. I need to get caught up on Fallout and Dunk and Egg. What the hell is Dunk and Egg? What is Dunk and Egg? Fallout is good. This last episode was dragging, but it was a lot of information in it. I was going to review Fallout, but I've never played the game, and I just feel like I need to. Oh, what's the book? Tell the Dunkin' Egg. Oh, I know that's right. We read over here. Oh, is this the book or the show? The Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. Y'all they were dragging that show online. I mean, gosh, let the show, live for a season or two. My God, today. But I was going to review Fallout, but I'm just like, it's too. That show is complicated, and I feel like I need to have played the game a year or two before I can even break down the show. But it's a really good show. I enjoy it. Chantel said Potomac is just too toxic for me. Angel is better than me because that jet would have been wrong. Ha! Hey, Mama Star, thank you for being here. Mama Star said, hi, Nikki and the Star family. Happy Tuesday. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Thank you, Mama. NC said, I feel Angel's a mean girl, too. Remember when she said Stacy's breath was starch and laughed about it with G, and when she called Wendy a-hole lips? The difference is Angel's meanness is behind their backs. Yes, and I think that is what is not working in her favor. Like, I hated to see how she was treated, but I'm just like, you weren't warm and welcoming and nice to them at all. You came in very hot for Kiana. And so it's like, this sucks that you're being treated this way. You didn't do yourself any favors by how you entered the show. Asher said, listen, colorist or not, Angel just simply lives too nice and peacefully to be dealing with all of these women. But Stacy is toxic and Angel doesn't have it in her to be doing it all day and all night. I also think she came on this show too soon after having a child. I don't know if she's in postpartum, but I think that her children are far too small and dependent on her for her to be able to take on a task that is the Real Housewives of Potomac. It's why it's why Candace didn't do the show. She was just like, oh, I'm not risking my child's health and my time with my baby for them. I think she'll probably come back when her child is a little bit older. But right now she said, no, my baby need me. Absolutely. She's absolutely projecting, but I'm not going to discount and say that maybe she doesn't see things that are similar. Even if it is similar, who says that what you're seeing is actually what is happening to her? It might look similar to you, but it might be the situation could be absolutely different. But if it's similar and you're seeing that it's similar, why are you handling a situation like this? It's weird. If you see that this lady is going through what you're going through, why are you piling on her? Why are you talking about her situation with everybody? Asher said, Nikki, I'm seeing the old A kissing. Oh, yep. A kissing Monique, and I'm not liking it. And from the past, when I clock it, I clock it good. I know that's right, baby. Yorotska said, Angel said, shout out to Ray, but my husband is right over there with them babies. I didn't think that there was anything wrong with saying, let me check in with my husband. Like, there are women who are enslaved by their husbands. I don't think this is a situation. That man don't like y'all because his wife don't. Full stop. Full stop. She don't. And that's the thing. It's like, you don't like these, Angel. You didn't come on like you liked any of them. I gotta give it to Giselle. She tried. Everybody was like, this never happens. You're a newbie and they were chasing you and trying to force some kind of engagement and you shut them down. Oh, this is bad. I will say, social stuff, they don't act like they like her. I think they tried to the best that they would, right? This is also her hazing season. And I told you, I hate that. I hate when they're hazed. That's why I liked how Wendy came on. Wendy was not letting them women haze her, but they haze everybody the first season, and that is just how they run things. But there was some, I felt like they tried. They could have tried harder, absolutely. She was not receptive. They said, "Come over. Let's do a sleepover. Let's get to know each other a little better." She said, "No, let me check with my husband." Then got with her husband and said she didn't want to go and hang out with them. Then why are you here, honey? Why are you on this show? That is the job. You don't like your job. Leave. I'm starting to get that. I think something happened, y'all. We're missing a big chunk of what happened. Something happened because this shift is so quick and sharp. I know we're missing something. Hey, Yolanda came in strong. Yolanda said, "Hello, all. I think the Real Housewives of Potomac should be canceled." Yes, Yolanda, let us know. Jazzy said, "Unfortunately, Angel was the infamy and notoriety of being a housewife, wanted the infamy and notoriety of being a housewife in fans, but doesn't want to do the heavy lifting." That's honestly what it's given. So Steph, Monique did say that on camera, but got mad at Jazzy. I think she wanted Jazzy not to say nothing and have her say it to her on camera. Either way, it didn't sit right with me because I'm just like, I don't think that you're trying to help her. It's not giving that. It is that I see that happening. So Steph, Monique is absolutely happy to be cool with Giselle. Cameron said Jazzy was definitely wrong after Monique told her and the rest of the ladies that she wanted to talk to Angel on her own, and for Jazzy to run and tell her. Jazzy was in the wrong to me. I will say this. I'm gonna give it up for Jazzy because I'm trying to see both sides, but Jazzy and Monique aren't friends. They're co-workers. And she's saying that she's friends with Angel. And we have seen Jazzy do that. When Jazzy is friends with somebody, she will tell them everything. She will, she won't hold anything that's being said about her friend. So I don't know if she doesn't consider Monique to be her friend and she considers Angel to be her friend. I can see her not protecting Monique and protecting Angel. And also they have this, they're all wags, but I guess Monique is a former wag, so they're like, the hell with her. Ciao. It's all messy. I would not have stayed there for 5 seconds, period or not. I don't know why they did. Even if, this is the thing, production can only force you to do so much. They can say, well, we can't film you. You're going to have to film yourself. They can say that, but they can't tell you got to stay in a situation you don't want to stay in. Baby, the 4 seasons is right there. I would have been gone. And no shade, because I want to say that 4 seasons so bad, I would have been looking for stuff. I would have been like, oh, the water's off. Well, gotta go. They did not have to say that. Asher said, it seems the next episode, Jazzy will get into it with Stacey about her wedding, and Wendy will get on Stacey too. I don't know. They're all disappointing me. Wendy too. I've been saying that. Oh, child, hold on. Let me charge my computer. Wendy has been moving so weird with Stacey, and I don't know why. She has been moving so weird with her, and I don't know. I don't get it. Paula said, yep, it was a mixed bag of emotions for me. I'm pissed off at Angel for making me agree with Gizzard mean self. Darn. Yolanda said, Giselle and Ashley bring dark energy to the show. They need to go. Yeah, we need a Karen to break up that dynamic, because those two together. And can you imagine if Robin was on it? Woo. Lord, they're not good together. They're just like negative on negative. It doesn't work. Social Stuff said this trip is this way because they were desperate for footage to bridge the season for Karen. I will absolutely agree with that. Jazzy said she messed splitting up the group. She messed up splitting up the group in the first place. How is this even a group trip at that point? I agree. I've always said splitting them up was such a dumb thing to do. I don't know why that was even allowed, to be quite honest with you. Um, Cameron said it was 90 degrees in the house that night. Y'all couldn't open up the windows. There weren't any ceiling fans. And it's Colorado. I don't see Colorado getting as hot as Cali. I could be wrong. I'm not from there. But yeah, y'all couldn't open up a window. But still, Cameron, they did not have to stay there. Yes. Yolanda said, yep, they could have made hotel reservations and notified Angel afterwards. I would have let Angel know when I was in my room doing my nighttime skincare routine. And I would have been like, girl, I just couldn't stay there. Thank you so much for putting this together. But there were just far too many issues, and I was getting frustrated, and I want to enjoy my trip. It would have never happened with them BH ladies. They would have been out. Callie said they are saying production made the lodging arrangements. Angel wanted them to stay at the Four Seasons in the first place. Here's the thing. I like I said, I got different information, but I will also say this. Production always makes the arrangements because they pay for everything to a certain point. You go past that budget, that's on you. I will also say I do believe that they told Angel no to the Four Seasons because they want to get everybody in the same. Oh God, it just hit me. I think that production don't like Angel because of this trip. I think they don't like the fact that, or I won't say they don't like her. I think they got an issue with her with splitting up the group. I think when Angel decided that she was going to stay at her home and keep certain ladies with her, that probably put a sour taste in their mouth. Because for me, I'm thinking, why would you split up the cast? And the cast is an hour or so away. That I've already said is taxing. It also takes away so much possible footage, good footage that you can get from the trip. And that is why they do these trips, because a lot of times, oftentimes, the footage that you get from these trips is the best footage of the season. So you're killing their season by breaking up their cast. That could probably be their beef with her, is splitting up the cast. Could be. It absolutely is. Guys, remember, this show started out as a paper bag test show, right? And we all know, especially with them colorist blacks, the colorism, the colorist blacks, classism, fat phobia, homophobia, transphobia. I got classism. It's just white supremacy. White narcissism is what we're calling it now. Being fueled by the oppressed. That's all it is. So, of course, is that they are what they this show was based off of these elitist paper bag test black people who thought they were better than those kinds of blacks, right? So in those spaces, you can't be dark, you can't be fat, you can't be poor, you can't be gay. You have to be straight, Christian, skinny, and light and wealthy. That is what this show is based off of. So of course it's fat phobia. Of course it is. Of course it's featureism. She's not the right kind of light. All of those things matter in their treatment of her. That's why she's not given the grace that will be normally given. but I also think something else happened there and we just missed it. Um, yeah, she's not the right kind of light. And I think their hair is 4C. Yikes. Apollo Girl said, I think I solved the mystery. Production must have a major issue with Angel. They could have helped her, guide her. Who's her assigned AP? There you go. She must have broke some rule. And I think it's the splitting of the cast. I'm telling you guys that's a nightmare. You're splitting up the cast and they're an hour and a half away. I would have hated to work that trip. So Steph said, yes, fat phobia and anti-blackness because Angel. Yeah, absolutely. Makeup addict said, I felt bad for Angel at first, but then I thought, what if it was me and on my cycle in the water and the lady who couldn't even send an Uber to bathe? Oh my God. Could you imagine if they were all like cycled up? Jesus. Lord, Yolanda said Giselle has a stovepipe blaze and got the nerve to hate. Child. So said Angel's business is still running. G&A is a mess, and Giselle's shutter makeup line is where. G&A never existed. I think that's just something that they put together for a storyline. I don't think G&A ever really existed. That makeup line was a mess. Remember when I tried out her bronzer? That makeup line was a nightmare. And yeah, I'm happy that our business is still up and running. It to me was just obvious that they tanked her commercial. She didn't do herself any favors, but they absolutely tanked her commercial. She should have never had them weirdo guys on there. I hope she talks about that at the reunion. Those dudes were weird. The DIY Bell, hey, said Angel barely passes the paper bag test. She's thick, and worst of all, she got everything they want. Child, they were never going to accept her. That's the worst thing you could be. When you are not the right kind of black for those Jack and Jill blacks, and you have more than them, woo! Destruction is coming. Especially since I'm fighting your battles and you can't stick up for me once, we'd be done. We'd be done. I think that's absolutely who that skit was based off of. I think it was. She and Tell said a lot of the issues were outside of Angel's control. They are treating her like she is the plumber, landlord, and the maid. They're putting 20 on 10. If this was Ashley's trip, they wouldn't have never acted like that. It would have been all fun and games. They would have made the most of it. They're putting 20 on 10. Yolanda said, Kierna, where were you this past episode? The smoke you had for Stacey should have been for Giselle. I agree. Cameron said, I didn't have any chance to voice my opinion on the last episode when Angel introduced those guys to the group of ladies. How rude. Not one of those guys got up to greet any of them. Just it was weird. It was weird. She shouldn't have done it. She shouldn't have split the group up. If they were all together, you're right. They would have made the most of it. And I feel like they're punishing her for that. So Steph said Mia had them in the house with not enough bathroom and eating bumpy sandwiches on a paddle boat. And they made the most of it. They made the most of it. The CVS sandwiches. Oh, yep. Remember, Wendy had them on the plantation. Yolanda said, Wendy and Monique had them staying at a plantation. I said, what is this? Yolanda said Mia had those messy accommodations in Miami, but she got a pass because she's the lighter skin type they like. Absolutely. And also, something happened with production. Cameron said, yes, Beverly Hills don't play about their home away from home. Still to this day, I'm gagging at that hotel they stayed in when they went to Dubai. Lisa's room was literally inside of an aquarium. They don't play. They do not play. And if they don't like them accommodations, they will get something better. Paula Girl said, I don't know, Nikki. Much as I think I do better than the ladies, I think those conditions, I will cuss Angel words. Sorry, just being honest. I wouldn't have stayed. That's the thing. I would have been like, absolutely not, Angel. I got to be honest with you. From the minute I saw that kitchen, I would have been like, oh no, girl. This isn't for me, but thank you very much. I'm going to take a car service to the Four Seasons because I am not riding to the Four Seasons and the production van. Thank you so much, Angel, but I'm not staying here. The DIY Bell said, you're right. Sundays are becoming unwatchable. Between Potomac and Married to Medicine, there are too many unlikable, problematic cast members. They better get it right. They better get it right. Hey, Hannah. Hannah said, I sense the Mean Girls would target one of the girls and bully her, but I hoped it would be different. That always happens. My thing is, there's just absolutely no buildup with Angel. It's just ridiculous. And I say this as somebody who's just like, girl, just leave the show because you don't like these people. So I'm not like, I'm not trying to protect my girl. I'm just being honest that this was a pylon and it was so unnecessary. I can agree with you on that, Social Steph. Social Steph said Giselle was mad production made her apologize in that instant, and she doesn't like Angel because she perceives her as fat. Now, listen, I didn't think that apology to Angel, I didn't think Giselle wanted to do that. I did not think she wanted to do that. I can't wait for this reunion. I have so many questions. I do think Angel's weight is a reason why she doesn't have the protection that a slimmer housewife would have. But I also think, and we have mentioned it before, they don't like when these wives have the lives that not only they had, but they also probably still want. And y'all might not think so, but I think that Angel has an attractive husband with money that takes care of her. That doesn't bode well for a lot of the women, especially the older women who are always envious because here you are coming in with your youth. Now you're coming in with your youth, your money, your husband, and I don't have those things, and you're not even the right kind of black. So how do you have this and I don't? But here's the thing. She got it in her. Leology said, I think it's because Angel won't get in the field and fight back. She's done it before. Why won't you fight Giselle and Ashley? We've seen you got it in you. You've shown it with Wendy. You've shown it with Stacy. What's the difference? Don't allow the audience too much time to think about your moves. Because then we can start putting two and two together and it won't work in your favor. Social Stuff said Giselle thinks Angel doesn't deserve her lifestyle because she isn't the right type of light skin. Tell it. Yolanda said Giselle. Why do you keep on talking about this lady's leg? Oh, listen, she was ready to gape them legs open for Maurizio. Ciao. Hannah said production keeps protecting Giselle. Can't forget what she did to Chris, and that she shouldn't be on the show, in my opinion. After those allegations, yikes. Dr. Anmani said, I think Giselle and Ashley are jealous of Angel. They see her, of course. They see her happy in her family and her family's wealth. Absolutely. As my mic on said, wouldn't be on her A so much. So now Giselle thinks Angel is soft. The bunk beds must have pissed Giselle. Guys, it cannot just be that room. You think Giselle is going after her because she took a shot like that? You think she feels disrespected that a newbie took a shot like that? Giselle, that made you that mad? That made you that mad? And I hated the fact that Angel cried. I was like, don't give her your tears. Yolanda said, Grimmy and anal. What had that envious, evil, jealous spirit? Keep husbands and children away from them. Grimy and anal, Lord. Chantel said there is some underlying hate. Angel, come on, doesn't fit their expectation of a wag. Yes, she is married with a supportive husband. From what we see, her own business, and the girls are mad. I'm telling, and this is the thing that would bother me with Angel. It was like she carried herself in a certain way, and I'm just like, you are also not liked and accepted. So for you to treat Wendy a certain way, and look how quickly the tables turned. Look how quickly the tables turned. Them women, the preference never likes when the non-preference gets the life that they think is owed to them. And that's a lot of that is happening here. Poliver said, let us not forget Angel joined a stupid zero-base attack on Stacey and Wendy by joining the Mean Girls. Now she gets a taste of the Mean Girl. They always switch up on you. They always switch up. Oh my God, thank you for bringing this up. The DIY Bell said Giselle needs a quad to keep her in check. She only bullies people who won't fight back. Quad has zero back down. That's what Giselle needs. Quad got her together on Watch What Happens Live. Quad said, a little birdie's hold me. Yeah, you took a dig at the Married to Medicine girls, but I want to let you know that we are getting all the views. Okay? Oh, Giselle did not know what to do. She was like, now, Quad, that wasn't me. Oh, that was Robin. That wasn't me. I said, no, you didn't throw your fellow white woman under the bus. You see how quickly she threw away Robin? Quad was not playing with her. Whoo! And she said the uproar on X threads, etc., how A's been treated versus when G was terrorizing Candy, Wendy, and Stacey is telling. Oh, absolutely. There was very little empathy when it came to those three, but we know what that's about. Oh, I agree. And can I just say, when I was watching this show, I, as a fellow chocolate goddess in OG, God's first work, I was just like, and I'm always honest on these things, but I struggle with how I was feeling because I knew that my opinion would add into the sympathy that Angel was getting. And I was just like, ugh, but I gotta be real. You know what I mean? I gotta be honest. What happened to her wasn't right. It was a pile on, and I didn't like it. But I absolutely saw that she was getting rightful, right? Empathy and sympathy from my community. And I know if the tables had been turned, it wouldn't have been the same because we watched it happen. And that is the thing about being a dark-skinned Black woman. And I feel like only dark-skinned Black women understand this, and trans dark-skinned Black women get this because we are Black 100% of the time. We never get a day off of Blackness because we're Black outside of our community and we're Black inside of our community. So we get treated like Black people outside of the Black community, and we get treated like Black people inside of the Black community. So for so many of us, it is a testament to our intelligence, our wisdom, and our empathy, right? And our humanity that for those of us that are pro-Black, my God, today, what a journey it is to get there. Because the way we are treated within our own community, that we are always at the forefront fighting for, because our community would much rather sacrifice us than those closer to whiteness. So for what we do for this community, how we fight and protect and love this community, my God, today, no greater human on the face of this earth, because we shouldn't. I should not love the Black community as much as I do. I shouldn't. Women who look like me, trans women who look like me, Black children who look like me should not love the Black community as much as we do. Because the treatment is never fair. It is never equal. And I saw everybody rush to protect her. But I also saw everybody rush to condemn those two dark-skinned Black women who had a valid argument. It sucks. I wish it were better. I wish it were. What do you do? What do you do? And there's no reward for being like this. There's no reward. Anyway, oh, she absolutely would have made it worse. She absolutely would have made it worse. Oh my God. Thank the Lord she ain't on that show. Yeah, I didn't like Stacey getting involved. That's my girl. I want Stacey to be fun and aloof. I want her to be fun and aloof. I don't want her getting into any of the drama. The DIY Bell says if the people Giselle has targeted would band together, they could overthrow her reign of terror. They could, but they won't. Because oppressed communities never work together to fight back. As we can see in the United States of America, it never happens. Everybody is just stuck on following this person who ain't even all that. Ain't even all that. It's weird. It's weird. And then did she really defend her? As soon as Giselle told her to shut up, she shut up. Girl, and I'm so disappointed. I was rooting for her. Chantel, I love to. Oh, I forget. Forgive me for those who are listening to me. Some of y'all listen to me like a podcast. Thank you. I remember, guys, we talked about the whole podcast thing. I'm working on it. I just got to do it a certain way. So just give me a time. The podcast and the book club is coming. I got to do it a certain way. Chantel said, Tia can go. We don't need another Giselle follower. And I absolutely agree. Yolanda said, this is where they needed Candace to read Giselle down. Like how Quad did on Watch What Happens Live. Neck by neck. Absolutely. It's not So-So Steph, and it bothers me. So-So Steph said, I really like Tia in general, but this follower bleep ain't it. And I agree. Asher said, this is what happens when someone Tia, Nikki, they always end up disappointing us. And if this is how she represents royalty, oof. I thought she was going to be a snob. A follower, I would have never clocked it. But you know what? Where are my Nigerian Star family members? Can y'all give me some insight? Because this happened with Nneka. Came in strong and instantly became a follower. What is going on? What is that? Because it was such like for the both of them. Remember, I was gagged. I was like, yes, here we go. Let's do it. And then they just immediately fell behind Giselle with not having to, right? Because both Nneka and Tia had so much more than this woman. So why would you fall? I don't know. And they like immediately did it. It's so weird. Oh, she sure does. E for Empathy said, I will give Giselle that. She knows how to collect cyclophants. She absolutely does. Drewski said, imagine being a princess and a loser. Oh, Tia, I'm so disappointed in her. Drewski, I've never heard your voice, but for some reason, I read that in your voice. Oh, wait, no, I have heard your voice. Yolanda said, Angel needs to gather Karen for not having her back. I don't think she will. They are buddied up. buddied up on the internet. So Steph said the same friend that said that she would chin check Angel. I don't get it. And here's the thing: like Angel is watching this season. She's still friends with this lady. I don't get it. I do not get it. Even Empathy said, and then Kiana pulled Angel aside after Angel had calmed down a bit to try and wind her up again. Kay has been doing that all season off camera, so I hated to see it. Absolutely. Pull her to the side and act like you're checking in on her, only to impart more poison into her. This is not a friend. And Angel, you got to see it. I meant guard dog. Thank you. Yep. Immediately. I want to know what her mama said. Poliva Girl said, wait, what? Portia has passed her dunce head to Kierna. Let Portia know for the love of God. Listen, these shows knows how, especially the black ones, they know how to collect beautiful nuts. Cast full of beautiful nuts. Hey, Sierra. Sierra said Kiana even exposed her sis Angel was talking ish about Wendy. Kay don't like that woman. I won't go as far to say she don't like her, but Kay will do anything to stay on the show, even sacrifice Angel. Oh, her sister absolutely would have. She probably would have threw some of them off the plane. So Steph said Kay doesn't pick up on social cues well. I want to see. Oh God, I want to see her grade school records. At 201, Fatim says they did the same thing to Stacey for several episodes and no one cared, not even Angel. Yep. No one cared. No one cared. Oh, he was ready to go beat them up for his woman. He loved that girl. He loves that woman. See, this is the thing. Say whatever you want, but that's how your man need to be loving up on you. Your man need to love you so much that you can rob him and he still stay. Girl, that's the kind of love you got to get from these men. Oh, Bobby was heated looking at his wife cry. He would have flipped them tables if he was there. NC said the thing is that this is not new behavior for Giselle. Also, production and the network enable her. And I don't believe for a second she was given a talking to. She will continue to be she will continue to be in A unless she's fired. Ciao. Give Me Shelter said it's weird how Bravo is willing to let Giselle and Ashley continue to ruin this franchise. The majority of viewers don't like them, so why are they still there? I will say this. It's real hard for them to let go of them OGs. Look at Orange County. They won't let them go. It's hard for them to let go of OGs for some reason. I do believe that happened. Social Steph said they told her, talking about Giselle, that she had to get along with Wendy, so Giselle had to get a new target. Stacey didn't work out well, so Angel it is. That's a great point. They can't come for Stacey. Stacey doesn't care. So you got to go after someone you can get a reaction. And if you don't have Candace there anymore, Angel's the next best target because she will feel it and she will react. I have never in my life had a friend that's still a friend that put their hands on me or said they were going to be physically violent towards me. You were going to do what? Okay. Yolanda said Monique needs to stop projecting her issue. Yeah, from her former marriage onto Angel. I agree. TP said Jazzy is angling hard for that champagne flute and figures Tia is the weakest link. Word on the street was she had it. She turned it down because her husband didn't want to be on the show. So she has to be friend of. Poliva Girl said life lessons don't strive to be a wag. You strip your critical thinking and ability. Ciao. Yolanda said, I hope Angel brought heat to these bullies at the reunion. I hope so too. I hope it works out for her, but I'm not sure. Jazzy said Jazzy is a bit unhinged. I won't go as far as to say unhinged because I'm not sure, but she got a little tick. She got a little tick, and we're going to see it next episode. She got a little tick. There's something about Jazzy. There is something about Jazzy. Warren says, SR Warren says, Angel is too sensitive and take things too seriously. I will have to agree with you. I think that this show she's not suited for this show because you got to be like a Stacey. It got to roll off your back. And you got to be like a Giselle. Like Giselle listen, when Monique and Candace was on the show, Giselle was always getting dragged by them. Karen too. You gotta let it roll off your back. You got to. Brunswick said it's hard to feel bad for Angel since she had no issues being the mean girl clique against Stacey and Wendy. January St. James, I know that's right, said Jazzy is saying, but not what Jazzy is saying, but not saying is Angel wanted Tia there because Tia is a real. Everybody has been a lot of people have been saying that. Why do you think she wants to buddy up with Tia because she's a realtor? Well, I will say this: she got a property. Angel said that she found a home in Potomac, so I think she's planning on filming another season. But she's also from the DMV, so. Social Steph said, Wendy is just happy she isn't being dragged by her lace front this season. Girl, you were struggling for 4 years straight and the public hated you. I wouldn't necessarily say the public hated her. I think a lot of the white fans just found the target to be racist against. Yolanda said, Giselle is weak and bullies those who she perceives as such. I will absolutely agree with you there. Paula Girl said 100, Nikki, I think that's the only thing Giselle respects. Stand up to her and clock her, period. Yep. NC said, I want Jazzy to hold a champagne flute next season. She has ingredients for a perfect housewife, delusional, messy, two-faced, and let's talk about the husband. I think that's why she won't hold the flute, because then we'll have to talk about the husband. Nemo, what's up? Said Angel initially questioned Kay's beef with Wendy, asking her if she asked about Wendy's kids, for example. Yeah, a lot of stuff has been cut out. Like that's why I'm looking forward to the reunion, because they also can't say a lot of what happened until we get to the reunion and after the reunion. I need them to fill in the plot holes for me because I'm missing out a lot of stuff. TP says Jazzy doesn't realize that obviously she was the default, and that is why she wasn't at Angel's house. Default friends and default wife to community D. Oh my goodness, TP. I will say this. I do think that Jazzy was chosen over Tia, but I think Jazzy wanted to be in the house with the cameras. And that's why she was just like, no, I'm going to stay with the rest of the group. And also because she probably wanted to buddy up to production and be like, no, I'm going to, do this because I know this is what you want. Angel had to stay with her kids. She's still nursing. And she wasn't bringing her children in that situation. I wouldn't. And Bobby wasn't bringing them kids an hour and a half away for her to nurse. This was a bad trip, man. Ephraim decided to agree with Wendy on that point, though. I wish Angel would say things in her confessionals to her family, as she says in her confessionals to her family, to their faces. I agree. I wouldn't, SR Warren, I wouldn't necessarily say that she's not a good fit, and here is why. I need to see her play off of Karen. I will say she doesn't like this job, or that's what she's given me, but I don't know if she's a good fit until I see her play off of Karen. She's going to have to if she gets a chance to. Yolanda, Love Like You Are said, I think Bravo, NBC, Universal should reboot Wags and get Angel and Jazzy on it. I think that would probably be better suited for them. Hannah says the issue is Giselle wants to be in charge of the girls. Once they remove her, the show on the Housewives will be more interesting. I agree, but I think the show just does not like getting rid of OGs. Dr. Anmani said, I think what happened is that Angel has drained the ladies for so long, and now it has come to a head, and they are dishing what she's been serving. I have to agree with you there. I think she's now trying to befriend them, and the door is shut. There was a small window, and she didn't take it. Romel said, I'm an emotional person, but I would never cry in front of people, especially Giselle and Ashley. Never cry in front of your enemies. Please, never do it. Never do it. Give Me Shelter said, I don't like the clips of Angel mishearing Giselle shade and putting it on Wendy, but also the OGs are extremely hostile and toxic. I feel bad for Angel in that regard. And the fact that she has a baby. Yeah, I think it was too soon for her. I think it was too soon for her after having a child to come on this show. Brunswick said Kay doesn't defend Angel to the group because Kay still wants to maintain her friendships with Giselle and Ashley. Yeah, Kay want to keep her job. She wants to keep her job. Asher said, I will say that the scene when Stacey ate her eye contact, that's why she's there. She is so aloof and just ditzy and fun, and nothing affects her. Perfect housewife. She does. And I feel like that's probably why they were filming there. Because Kyle got some steak in Kimosabi, her and Maurizio. Give Me Shelter said, does Potomac and Beverly Hills have the same production company? Absolutely not. Oh, wait. Not the same production team. They may have the same production company. Asher said, none of these girls give Kimosabi, at least with Kyle, you could tell she actually loves what they produce in that store. That's very true. Yoroska said, girl, I saw Kimosabi was like a party place. Me too. I didn't know until you said it just now that it was a store. I was wondering where the fun time was. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know until they went. I was just like, when they said Kimosabi, no shade, I thought they were going to get sushi. And I was just like, y'all just ate. And then they went to that tacky store. When she was asking about that stuff, she said, how much is this? How much is that? This is the thing. I'll give it to them Beverly Hills girls. They never ask the price of nothing. They go shopping and they just give the card. They never ask the price of anything. Weird. Very, very weird. Alexis says Kimosabi was black. They really took a private jet to that thrift store. To that thrift store, a dilapidated Coyote Ugly, in some tavern where they had lunch. Their trips never eat. They never eat. No, I'm a turquoise girl. This chocolate skin looks good with some turquoise jewelry. What Tia had was tacky. And we got to be honest about that, Nicole TV. She absolutely does. Warren says, S.R. Warren says, Giselle knows how to play the reality show game. She absolutely does. Brunswick said, also Monique's vegan. I think so. It makes sense why she didn't buy anything. Oh, okay. That would make sense. The DIY Bell said, please help me understand that Coon show about how much they spent. I wasn't paying attention and thought it was some sort of charity competition. To find out it was just to brag about consumerism, it was weird. And that's why I was just like, okay, this has to be a commercial for Kimosabi. It has to be, because why are y'all doing that? It was so odd. Jazzy said, Monique has always had odd style to me, especially when she said years ago she doesn't wear open-toe shoes. Well, maybe it's because her face, her shoes are janky. Give Me Shelter said, Monique has the life she deserves. With my silly thing is, until you do right by Candace, child, everything you think about is going to crumble. Miss T said Mo wasn't interested. That's not what I'm like. Y'all do not know. Now that those two are not together, y'all, Mo was a menace. Mo is a menace. For years they've been talking about that man. Mo is a menace. I think I think that cast and crew got a shot. Mo, he be taking them down, child. He be taking them down. The way she was biting them lips, looking at him. I was like, Giselle, you looking at him like you've been there before. What's going on? Ciao. I'm applying this weekend. We'll see. We will see. She wanted him real bad. I said, Giselle. Just she sure did. She did not have to run out there after Ashley. Why did you run out there to pour Ashley back and say bye to Mo again? Nikki said she did, Nikki. She was hot for Mo. She sure was. She was so quiet. I'm like, Giselle, what's going on? And you know why I recognize that? Because that's how I am. Let me tell you something. When I'm attracted to a guy, I get real. I'm not myself. I am not myself. I get real quiet and I'm just, that's how you know I like a guy. If a guy comes in a room and I immediately, because I am the life of the party when my social battery gets up. But if a man walks in the room and I immediately get quiet and shy and I'm shrinking, I'm in love. I'm in love. Oh, he was being so kind. But if they gave him the opportunity, Mo would hit. Mo would hit. Mo would hit. Yolanda said Ashley and Giselle both had a house for Mauricio, but they said Stacey couldn't be trusted around husbands nor children. And a lion 304. Ciao. Ashley did not want that man. That was a decoy. Ashley said, Nikki, I wouldn't say Ashley is a decoy. I say both would get with Mo. Let's not forget we're talking about Ashley, who has no problem hooking up with her best friend's son. You got a point. You got a point. Alexis said Giselle gave Mauricio the same hug that I was waiting for her to rub that neck. Girl. Oh my goodness. Grep Pilger once said, I would be so proud if Giselle gave Mauricio something. It would serve Kyle right. I would not be proud, but my God, today would it shake the house? It would shake that franchise up, child. Ooh, Lord, Kyle. She would tear her up with them broad shoulders and them big boots. Kyle don't play about him. The DIY Bell said, bartender. Is that what the girls are calling it? Mia called it waitressing. That don't mean a damn thing to them housewives. Mauricio got money, y'all. That don't mean nothing to them. Paula girl said, remind me to never piss Stacey off. She's devious. She just set Ashley up as the chaser of a married man to Kyle. Served her up to him, and he was not barking. Asher said, Ashley working at a bar, not shocking. Erica met Tom working as a cocktail waitress in Beverly. They're always waitressing. Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. It's the same story, Miss T. Miss T said Ashley's story reminds me of Mia. Same story. Asher says, hopefully when Karen comes back, she'll clean up the mess Giselle and Ashley are doing. My hope isn't that high. Me either. But we'll see. We'll see how they all play together. NC 4713 said, I guess they didn't see the episode of Beverly Hills when Mo laughed and Garcelle's minor child being cussed out by Erica, but knowing G&A, who have more words on an alley cat, they probably would. Oh, they wouldn't care. No, the paper bags, they don't care about that. They think that they're above that. Brunswick said, I feel like Angel's husband probably wouldn't want her to do a second season. He wanted her off that show the minute she called him crying. He wanted her off that show. But I think he loves his boo, his wife. He loves her enough to be like, if this is what you want to do, I'm going to do this. But I don't have to like it because I know you don't. Alexis said the preview for next episode has cooked Angel's future. She is one season and done. Oh, Lord. I only got the preview from Peacock. Is there a longer preview? Let me know. I'll check YouTube. Agnes said, production doesn't like Angel since the beginning of the season. No housewife has gotten so many flashbacks contradicting everything she said. I think she just probably wasn't an easy housewife to work with, not because she was difficult, probably because she just wasn't as eager to do so many outlandish things. Because I think she still wants to protect her image. But here's the thing, when you come into the housewife world, you have to realize you are a clown and you are at a circus. You got to perform. And I don't think that Angel was playing ball with them. Um, Brunswick said this cash trip has not been good PR for her Wonderland business. It hasn't, and the ladies also haven't helped. I will say Angel needs to take full responsibility for the house not working out and those awful men. Everything else, the ladies were doing too much. Yolanda said, I don't blame Angel for not wanting those heifers at her home. They may accuse Bobby of being a sleeky link. Smart, but then don't have any, right? Angel should have been filming with the ladies. They all should have been in one location. The problem is she's nursing and she had to stay home with her child. But here's the thing. Remember, I think it was also Portia. A lot of these housewives, when they nurse, they bring their nannies with them. Remember, Kenya, she did the same thing with her child. They bring their child with them and have a nanny to watch them and bring them from the hotel to wherever they're filming so that they can nurse. And then when they're finished filming, they go and stay with their child. So those accommodations could have been had as well, but she didn't want to be there. And this is the results. January St. James, I love this name. Said, Nikki, you just hit the nail on the head. Angel doesn't realize the cast are playing characters. Yes, she isn't catching on. She's being herself. No, Angel. You have to be a character. If Angel would have came in as a young Dominique Devereaux, she would have ate. But she's playing herself. And that's why you always need another season to really catch on. So hopefully, the cast plays ball with her, and we can see her. We can see how she fares in another season when she now knows the terrain. Period. Give me shelter. That's exactly what I've been doing. Backing up the file and getting another light. It was already being weird anyway because I come up like I like my everything when I be watching my old videos back, everything is coming up like yellow and brown. So it's been time. It is what it is. We're gonna upgrade. Next thing you know, we're gonna be in the studio. Clock it. Pulliver Girl said, I personally was glad she was late because an inconsiderate client called and I jumped on 30 minutes in. Still on time. Thank you, Pulliver Girl. C. Graham said Shirley Temple was my favorite. It's like, oh, I gotta try it. This is regarding the men on last episode. Social Stuff said they said the men at the party had to film the scene multiple times and they was over it. Oh. Huh. Interesting. Simone said, I can't even imagine going through menopause while on this caveman trip with no water. Ciao. You remember that review? It was terrible. Yoroska said, OMG, I remember your every Hugh review. I was like, oh, Giselle, we were rooting for you. It was terrible. Paula Girl said, I grew up in the DMV. Colorism by the light blacks is unhinged. Shocks one soul when it comes from your alleged own. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. TP said catfish is the lightest shade and easily checked. Giselle even apologized and backed off of Angel for a while afterwards. Even in Nevis, Angel declared that she only liked Kay, and that didn't change. And it's not working out for her. Paulo Girl said Giselle thinks someone is fat is the height of delusion in comedy. I respect Nikki's channel and not say what I want to consider. I want to say, considering how bloated Jizzy is, I think she's jealous. Well, yes, they have what she doesn't. This always happens with the older ladies on the Housewives. Unfortunately, I hate the fact that they all prove that stereotype, but it's the character they chose to play. Your roast could say the preview for next week's episode is already on social media, and I can't even bring myself to watch it. I felt bad for her this episode. I don't want to have secondhand embarrassment. Oh my gosh. RQ YouTubers, as somebody commented on Rodney's channel, that production put them in the house so that Giselle could have a storyline. The savior. That would make sense. That would make sense because there are protected housewives. Brunswick said, but remember, Angel was also made fun of Wendy's features earlier in the season. Yes, well, here's the thing. We've talked about this before. The delusion of privilege makes people do crazy things, right? So this plus size Black woman with beautiful African American features believes that she is a step above this dark-skinned Black woman who is African, because that is how white narcissism and white delusion works. So it happens all the time. That's why you constantly have to decolonize. It's a constant thing you have to do. It's a constant work you have to do because it is so easy to fall into it. And so then when you're somebody who's doing those things and you don't dot every I and cross every T within the white delusion archetype, you desire sympathy when that demon turns on you. And a lot of people aren't going to give it to you. And people will understand why. It happens. It happens. True. I will give you that, Risa. Risa 4381 said, this is what also happens when there is no Karen to check and balance Giselle. There needs to be more balance. I agree. Give Me Shelter said, yes, that's what I thought when Angel put her foot down. Giselle didn't let that go. Is that why she took over the trip? Honestly, the world is too on edge for Giselle to think she's untouchable. Very true. And I think, and this is why I'm giving them just a bit of grace, they didn't know that we were going to be in this when their show aired. So, you know, they're filming at a different time when we're in a different time. And now we're in the thick of fascism and nobody wants to go through hell in their real life and then come watch these cast members put each other through hell. It's not fun. We need to escape. We need to have some joy. We've been crying all day and trying to flee our freaking nation. Entertain me. Give me a boost of serotonin. Don't add to my depression. Yorovska said, Nneka had real potential, but she foolishly waited until like episode 12 to show her personality. She was her own downfall. Angel was kind of in the same boat, but she fizzled out quickly. Ciao. Nneka was so promising. Fumbled fast. Cameron said, Nikki, before we go, can you please do your... I don't even remember what I did. What did I say? Oh, a little birdie told me. Now, you had something to say about the Married to Medicine girls. Now, I wouldn't want you to talk about us too much because, you know, we had a lot of more views than Potomac, child. Well, I'm just letting you know. Keep it cute. I love Quad because Quad has been 60 her whole life. She's been 60 her whole life. She is good TV. TP said Giselle cannot respond in real time. So disappointing. She doesn't know how to read. She doesn't know how to read. She can, like, she sometimes can hit the shade, but it also comes off as bullying. She don't know how to play this game. But thank God she liked. The way I would gather Quad, Married to Medicine historically fails in the ratings without a Real Housewives of Atlanta or Potomac lead-in, and the Married to Medicine newbies are recycled. I will say, the Married to Medicine cast for the past 3 seasons haven't been that great. Callie C said, off-topic PSA, we need to start carrying our passports. Oh, absolutely. Don't leave home without it, child. Yolanda said, this is why the Real Housewives of Potomac will never escape the colorism accusations nor microaggressions, because I think it will never escape it because that's what the show is based off of. And they have not killed that Jack and Jill demon And so it will always be a silent cast member. Paulo Girl said, sorry, I got excited. A content creator pulled receipts on Giselle and Robin didn't diss Married to Medicine. It was Giselle and she lied. Of course she did. Of course she did throw Robin under the bus. But Robin doesn't care. Robin does not care. TP said, Mo was fine, but I'll never look at him the same after laughing at Erica cursing out Garcelle's underage son. Absolutely. TP said, she nursed in Nevis. You pump and you freeze the milk. She wants to clock in and clock out and go home. Understandable, but the bonds are built when cameras go down. Okay, mothers. So you don't have to be there to feed the baby? You can like store milk and the baby can have that while you're gone? And if you can do that, how long can you be away from a nursing child? Angel, I'm trying to help you, but the Star family ain't with it. The Star family say, no. I'm trying to help you, child. I am trying to help. Oh, she sure did. And then she tapped her leg. And Giselle was like, that wasn't me. No, that wasn't me. That was Robin. Girl, that was you. You absolutely agreed. You know what? Should I watch that? Let me. Okay. Agnes said you can store breast milk. Angel, Star family's poking holes in your story. I'm trying to help, sis. Because you're right. She was in Nevis without that baby. Nemo said milk stork is a service that helps you ship your. Okay. But then Paulo Girl said, not really. I had to pump when I went back to work after 3 weeks. My nanny came to my office to pick up the cooker. Listen, and maybe it's because I'm in LA, but everywhere I work, they had a nursing room. So my coworkers who were pregnant or who've had their child, there's a room where they were nursed. And there was always like a nanny or a husband bringing the child to for the lady to nurse or for her to pump. Because one of my coworkers was just like, if she has to pump, if she doesn't, her breast will get like engorged. Oh, she was going through it. I said, oh my gosh, is it worth carrying these men's babies? She went through it. My God, today. Give Me Shelter said, people are being heartless. The baby's milk can be stored, but a stressed mom is a sad mom. One would think a cast full of moms, but a cast full of moms on Housewives, they will never be empathetic to anyone. Remember when Karen's parents died? They were terrible to her on that season. That lady had so many breakdowns and they did not care. Paulo Girl said, all working moms pump and store or pump and dump. Oh, you got, oh my gosh, you dump? Angel is being weird. Lord, Angel, I tried. Before we get out of here, let me find this preview for next week because when I watched this show on Peacock and they never give you a preview. It's like 2 seconds and then they go to a new show. Where would I see? Is this the preview? I am so sorry about your accommodation. Too late. All right. Well, let's finish. She was so mean to her. Too late. Where is it? Is it on Bravo? Oh, wait. Is this it?
I'll explain this 2020 booty hole. Yeah, that is. So Stacey was sharing. You promised me you don't come on a girls' trip. Where's that conversation?
No, I don't see it on here. Where is it? Y'all said it's on social media. I do not see it.
So you saw Mauricio.
He's cute. You remember that drama? That was a little drama. Yes, it was. He's a single man. I was literally literally sitting with Kyle like 3 weeks ago. That don't matter.
Could you guys see Ashley and Mauricio dating?
Yo! No. Yes. No.
So I'm not watching the preview. I'm watching the Real Housewives of Potomac ladies talk about Maurizio and the after show. They showed Giselle rubbing up on the small of his back. She was in the small of that back. Girl, we know what that is. Yerotska said, speaking of Married to Medicine, I'm sorry to say the new Married to Medicine intros have been ghetto. The order is all off and the voice is a mess. I miss the knockoff flashing lights and black woman's voice. Married to Medicine ain't been the same since that lady with them contacts left. Give Me Shelter said, if the milk is a day old, you can put it in the baby's bathwater. Mothers, women are amazing. My God, today. What? That is awesome. Oh, you saw the preview on TikTok. Oh, you sent it to me? Thank you for empathy. Let me see.
I am so.
Let me see, child. Guys, if you're on my Instagram, that video that I did with the fish, the fried fish diaspora wars that I have started with that video, OMG. Okay, here it is. Thank you, E for empathy. Hold on, where the volume? Oh, there it is.
Someone dropped me a pin of where they were, and they took us that total opposite direction. Don't you know where we're going already, Angel?
Don't you have a Wonderland company that you take people on the excursion?
We definitely doing some wandering. You've never done this before? So exclusive, you don't even know about it.
I'll take that. But trust me, I've made up on myself a lot. We have been driving a very long time. I thought that you guys would already be an experience.
What are we going to do without you there?
We don't fly or fish.
I don't even know why I lose the reins of taking over this trip, because when I did, it's a disaster again. Like in flames, like
This is like a $10,000 dinner experience.
If I just stayed at the Four Seasons, we all would have been together and going to the right place.
we're on the side of the road, which I don't do. I'm in that food truck, which I don't do. Drinking alcohol from the gas station.
This is a gas station margarita.
Experience is still there for you.
Do you know what time it is? It's 2 o'clock. Are you kidding? And you don't even know where you are.
How far is the excursion from the airport?
This was a bad.
No. I think that's it. That's probably where the trip ends for us.
We are turning around, and we're going to the airport.
Oh my God, Angel! This is oh my God! Oh, this. Oh, why is everything so far, Angel? And how are you the host and you're not there? Here's the thing. The ladies are being unfair, yes, but she's not helping. She is not helping herself. Like, you are supposed to be hosting this trip. You need to be at every location where an event is happening that you're hosting before the ladies even get there. Or y'all need to go together. You all being split up has caused so much confusion. Oh my gosh, you're going to make me side with them ladies next week. Damn it, Angel. Damn. Yikes. Yeah. Yeah, she's not helping. It doesn't help her. Jazzy said the preview does not help Angel. She left them stranded 2 to 3. Yeah, why is everything so far? They should have been at the Four Seasons in Aspen, or they should have got an Airbnb in Aspen and had your husband and them kids stay at the Four Seasons so you can go there and nurse and be with the kids or whatever and go back. Like, girl. Oh, Angel. Oh, Sunday is going to be a bloodbath for you mamas. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, She was good TV. Yuroska said, not the lady with them contacts. They couldn't stand her, but she was good TV. She was the Nene of Married to Medicine. I think her name was Toya. No, not Toya. She was, I forget her name, but she had so many gifts. I quote so many of her lines. When I think it was her and Quad when they was fighting at that pool. Wait a minute! She was good for that show. I hate that they pushed her out. Give me shelter. Said, oh, Angel. Ooh, like, girl, you're not doing yourself any favors. Jazzy said, why do they keep separating? That is the problem. They all need to be together. Yuroska said, wait, how did she get lost? She couldn't have just said, drop your pin so I can find. But there's the thing. This is your trip. You should know where everything is. Oh, girl. Give me something. Said, Nikki, did you happen to finish Welcome to Dairy and are you watching? First of all, I didn't even know what Dunkin' and Egg was. I found out what that is today. Welcome to Dairy. I did finish it. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Literally cried at the end. I won't give any spoilers, but you guys all know when I cried. Oh, they got me. They got me with that one. Oh, no, I cried twice, and it was because of the same person. I wish I hope I don't know. I don't know the Stephen King books. I hope we're able to see that character again because love that boy. RQ said, I have many friends raised in Africa, and it is sad hearing how colonization still plays a role in society. The change may be going physically, but mentally, their eyes open when they move to Europe, US. Absolutely. What did I say to make you say that? What was I talking about? Let me know, RQ. Yes, Mariah, that is her name. Wait a minute. That lady, they need her. I hope. Listen, if Nene could come back, bring back Mariah. Alexis said, has Angel not gone to... You can't try nothing new with these heifers that hate you? Alexis said, has Angel not tried her own experience? Isn't it her business? Ooh, she's not doing herself any favors. Roska said, I'm afraid this next episode it's going to be phenomenal television. Oh, it's going to be bad for Angel. Yikes. Jazzy said, why are they arriving separately? They could have rode together. I don't know what's going on. And I hope Andy, Lanithia, Cohen, I hope we spend some time at that reunion talking about this trip. I want to know what happened because it has been a nightmare. Follow girl said, okay, I'll play Angel's lawyer. She got baby brain syndrome. Listen, this is still her trip. Cameron said Mariah, especially when her and Heavenly got into it and said that Heavenly's house was nasty and they need to pray. Still to this day, like I quote Heavenly, but I quote Mariah more, and I didn't even know her name. I quote that lady more. Like it's right up there with Nene for me. The only thing I say, me and my little sister say this all the time, from Heavenly is she said, Daddy be eating steak and coochie. That's the only thing I say of her. But Mariah, oh, she was good TV. Oh, she was good TV. Oh, with Quad, I always say, no, baby. No, baby. You know, I have to watch that because you guys really, really love that show, and I have got to watch it. Oh, we are absolutely reviewing from. I hate the fact that it takes like 4 years for them to film a season. From Y'all got to get it together. Give Me Shelter said it really was. Welcome to Dearies is TV's version of Sinners. Very true, in my opinion. When HBO is allowed to be HBO, they put out good projects. I agree. Brunswick said, Angel getting lost in her own neck of the woods. Yeah, it's like, it's something ain't right, Angel. Jazzy said, I cannot stand Mariah. Listen, they didn't like that lady, but she was funny. Oh, thank you, Brunswick. Because I was like, what did I say? Thank you so much. Listen, baby, I'm on here for like 2.5 hours. I'll be saying stuff and I'll be forgetting. So thank you so much for reminding me. Give Me Just said, Nikki, do you feel comfortable talking about the state of reality TV, specifically Bravo, and them aligning a good majority, alienating a good majority of the fan base? I hope they understand bots don't translate to viewers. Yeah, we can talk about that real quick. So here's the thing. Everything is political. And we have to realize that, unfortunately, in America, we are controlled by corporations. And it's only going to get worse because we have a president that has allowed so many mergers. So we're soon only going to be owned by 4 billionaire families, and 2 of them won't even be American. And because of that, a lot of our media is controlled. And here's the thing. It is very easy to manipulate American viewers by way of media. Hello, look at what happens to social media. Even me and all of my geniuses, I almost got caught up in them diaspora wars until I started looking at people's profiles. And I was like, why in the hell are you talking about Black Americans and Nigerians? And you are the Philippines. What the hell is going on? But it's so easy at this point to manipulate Americans. So we're at a point where we have these billionaires that are controlling our media that think they can tell us what to do and we will go along with it because we have for so long. That's why I'm saying, yes, I want celebrity culture to die. I want celebrity culture and influencer culture to die, right? Here is why. Because what the billionaires were able to do was they put up certain celebrities and influencers. They made influence a really big thing. The influencers that we have today, they did not have the amount of followers that they had before. What happened was billionaires invested in these YouTubers, these streamers, these TikTok stars, these Instagram people. They invested in them and inflated their numbers so that they can inflate their influence. And with inflating the influence, especially with these streamers, especially with these YouTubers, it's very dangerous to give a lot of them influence. Here's why. A lot of them are not artists. Artists are normally empaths. And a lot of artists who are empaths became celebrities through their art. And when you put influence in the hands of empaths, you get a Mark Ruffalo. You get somebody like that. You can't control that, right? Because artists will protect their audience because that audience enjoys their art. And that art is so important to them that they will be very careful with how they handle that audience. So what you do is you remove the artists, right? And you put up these YouTubers and streamers, these people who will get on, these influencers, these people who will get in front of a camera or put up a post lying to you. Not like, and they don't care because they are billboards, so they could be sold to the highest bidder. So when you have these people in place of artists, in place of real actual celebrities who were able to get that status through their talent, you can control the media because these people that you have put in the forefront are going to say and do whatever you need them to do. That's why I am so adamant on that culture dying out so that the people can get control again. And why Bravo is acting the way that they are acting, and all of these networks are acting the way that they're acting, is because of who's funding it. These billionaires now own all of these networks. That's why CBS looks like that. That's why all of our news look like that. That's why Don Lemon is becoming such a powerful news force, because we are not getting real news anymore. You can't look for the news station to tell you the truth. You can't look for the news station to give you an unbiased opinion, unbiased news. Everything is their opinion now because we are owned by these billionaires who just want to control us because America's greatest sin is Native American genocide and the genocide of Black Americans. And because there has been no sense of healing there or retribution, we continue to go through the same demonic curse that is on this land for the blood that was shed by innocent people, with innocent people. So we are in this kind of cycle that will only be broken when the people finally wake up. But as long as you're going to listen to these influencers who tell you what's the next thing to buy, as long as you are going to listen to these streamers who will take all of the views that have been forced onto them and tell you whatever that billionaire is telling them, these things are going to continue to happen this way. You have to take a stand as the audience and let this network know, I'm not going to watch that. I'm not going to do that because the bots, yes, are absolutely there, but they're there because that is going to fool you to still watch. And it's because we have such a celebrity worship, influencer worship, follower kind of culture in America, right? You see all of these things happening right now. All of these things are happening in America because the community that is so used to fighting for every damn body and fighting the oppressor is saying, no, we're not doing that. Somebody else has to get up and do it. You have to fight for the America that you want as well. But so many Americans are just not used to fighting. They're just not used to going after and getting what they need to because they are so used to being told what to do. You're told what you like. You're told what you should eat. You're told what you should look like. You're told what kind of partner you should get. Y'all all running out here saying y'all want pasta and lobster. And y'all are getting the fuggliest looking white men. It look like y'all white partners look like they snuck on the face of this earth. You introducing this scary looking white man to your friends group and everybody is scared like, what is that? And you're like, oh, that's the love of my life. And that is because, not because you necessarily want that dude, not because he necessarily treats you so great. It's because you were told that that is the standard. And the billionaires who control it and gave you that identity or gave you that standard are going to continue to do that because you fall for it every time. The Kardashians shouldn't be able to have any kind of business. That is a billboard family, and they were able to get there because they could be sold to the highest bidder. Kim Kardashian is about to get all of y'all, not all, I'm just, but a lot of Americans to put a freaking chip in their brain. She is about to get a large part of the American society to put a chip in their brain that Elon Musk will control. So you want these networks to do something that you won't do. That's why I like Beyonce, right? But I don't protect her because she's a celebrity. I protect her because she's a Black woman. Because my thing is, everybody can find fault in her. That's like all these bad billionaires, y'all find fault in her. Why? Because you have been taught that Black people are the bad guys. You will never put the force that you put behind hating this woman behind Elon Musk, behind this freaking administration. So yes, I think, you don't like something and you want this network to do it. Everybody got to lock in and do the work. If you are not going to make your voices heard, if you are not going to Montgomery boycott these networks, you're going to keep on getting the content that you get, because not only do they not take you seriously, they know you won't do what you said that you were going to do. They know it's all smoke and mirrors. You're going to say that you won't watch, right? But then your favorite YouTuber, your favorite streamer, your favorite influencer is going to do an ad, and they won't tell you it's an ad for this show. And what are you going to do? You're going to go watch because you don't even trust your own opinion, because you have been told what to do your entire life. Americans are trained to fall in line. Why do we look at soldiers and we go, thank you for your service? They over there raping and killing kids. And we're saying, thank you for your service. And we wonder why everybody don't like us. We fall in line. Americans fall in line. And that is why it is so extremely frustrating being a Black American, because we're just not raised like that. We're not raised to fall in line. But it's like you get frustrated when it's just you doing every damn thing. It's like the matriarch of the family who just gets sick of washing all the damn dishes that everybody is using. Wash a dish. Help me clean up. You see, I'm tired. I asked you to take out the chicken. You can't just do that. I went on for a long time, but I'm just saying, like, I know we want these networks to do these things, but we're not going to do it. And they know that. They know that. You're going to say, oh, we're not going to watch the show anymore. You are. You are. Why aren't you listening to us? Why do they have to listen to you? You don't make them listen to you. Y'all got to take a stand. Y'all got to take a stand, and y'all got to be serious about it, even if it affects you. And that is the problem with Americans. I will only do it as long as I'm not harmed. I will only do it as long as I'm not inconvenienced. The minute you have to get inconvenienced, right? You're not going to get rid of that streaming service because you like some other shows on there, but you don't like what that streaming service is doing. You don't like how that streaming service is spending the money that you put into that streaming service. And you know that you need to stop watching that streaming service. But man, my show is on there. Or, oh, if I don't watch it, that Black show, nobody will make any more Black shows. Baby, they're not making them now. They're not making them now. So I get it. And I hear y'all. But unless Americans reach across the aisles and go to work for each other as a nation, this will stay the same. Every aspect of our life is controlled. And that is because we don't fight back collectively. We are so used to one group of people sacrificing themselves. And now that that group is saying no, ay, we're in a bad place. I wanted to wrap that up in a more positive note, but I don't think there is a way to do it. So I'm so sorry. And if you just came into the live, I apologize. I told you, we go on tangents. We go on tangents. I want to get a couple of comments because I talked for a lot. So I'm going to get a couple of comments and then I'm going to get out of here. So sorry. Give Me Shelter said, Don Lemon working as an independent journalist is proof. Positive. His former employees were holding him back. He's good. Watching him work is something to behold. Joy Reid too. Absolutely, he's good. But we have to protect him, right? Because they're trying to lock him up. And what's going to happen is he's going to get locked up. He's going to lose his funding. He's going to get discouraged, and the people will do nothing. Somebody's actually fighting to get you the truth, and you don't protect that person. So that's why there won't be another Don Lemon, right? And that's what I was saying about like using Beyonce as another example. It's just like y'all want her to do all of these things, but will y'all still support her when she loses everything because she's speaking up? I come from a community where we have had so many people lose their lives for speaking up. And the communities that we help protect, Nobody fighting for us. We just celebrated Martin Luther King, who was assassinated by this nation. Is anybody doing anything about that? Black Americans are tired of shedding our blood and nobody does anything. Nobody, we keep on passing the baton. Nobody takes it. You want this Black American woman to lose everything for speaking up? And what are you going to do? When she can't book a stadium, you going to boycott that stadium? Nope. You're not. Colin Kaepernick lost everything for taking a stand for saying Black people are being slaughtered by the police. I'm going to use my platform. And now maybe 3 or 4 people will say, oh, thank you, Cap. So other people who probably feel the same way, who probably have even more other Black people who probably feel the same way as Cap, has more influence than him, they're not going to step up and say anything. Why? Because look at what happened to Cap. Y'all should have made him richer than the NFL. We should have made him richer than the NFL. If he were made richer than the NFL, everybody would be speaking up. But that is on the people. So if you want something to change, y'all all got to come together. And it's just not enough. It's not enough people willing to do the change. Give Me Shelter says, speaking of celebrities, Lisa Barlow should be embarrassed. Ben Affleck is tired of women from I saw that Salt Lake City bringing up his name. He said, sorry to those ladies, but I don't know them. He sure did pull a Mariah Carey and say, I don't know her. I don't know her. Give Me Shelter said, the way Stranger Things let me down, I can't. Did they even watch their own show? We understand now ChatGPT wrote the last season. Well, did they watch seasons 1 through 4? That is why that show should not have taken so long to come back. It was a good season finale. It wasn't touching the first season. But that's why you can't take so long to come back. People change. You lose certain writers. You lose certain DPs. You got to keep the same formula. Hannah said that Kardashian family should have never been. That Kardashian family should have never been allowed to become an actress. You're right, but everybody watched that show. Even the people who hate watched it. You hate watching to a new season. And now she has an even bigger platform. So when she tells them dummies to put that chip in their brain, they're going to do it. Because so many people have put their stamp of approval on her and that family. Yeah, we do. We have free will, but everybody's stuck. Give Me Shelter. Give Me Shelter said, I understand, Nikki, we have free will and people find every excuse not to use it. Yeah. Cameron said she can put a chip in her brain. I'm not doing it. But the sad thing is, Cameron, so many people will. So many people are going to do it. Hannah said, Beyonce worked hard to be where she is. Absolutely. Absolutely. For those of us who were there from the beginning, we saw the process. Give Me Shelter said, except when it comes to toxic behavior, then all of a sudden no one has self-control, period. Paula Girl said, only we can give Bravo and Andy Cohen the target treatment. Even if I don't watch the show, I'm giving them an engagement by reacting. Shaking my head, OMG. But see, here's the thing. It can't be done alone. I always bring up the Montgomery bus boycott because it changed the way we all experience public transportation in America. Those group of people from that small town in Montgomery said, we're not doing this anymore. And it took them a year to get change. People lost their jobs. Some people had to become Ubers back in that day. They were the original Ubers. It was difficult. The terrain was rocky. but they stuck to it. We got to put in the work. Hannah said, I side-eye any influencer, black and non-black, who still travel to Dubai and promote that country. They got to eat. Cyber Diva said, I stopped watching Potomac. I don't have NBC or Peacock, but I love my reviewers. Thank you. So I'm here. I agree with you, though. Americans are lemmings. Tell it. Simone said, Pre-Sticky, thank you, sis. Yuroska said, it's all about brain rot. They have adopted it at the highest level now. Billions of dollars have been funneled away because the people are distracted and stuck. Yep. Give Me Shelter said about soldiers. I had a friend in high school who was born in Vietnam. The story of what happened to her at 12 was shocking. She kept chasing the skin of her abuser. As we got older, it hit her hard. Like, we revere these soldiers. Now, hello, I know we have certain soldiers in here as well. I'm not saying it's everybody. It is a problem. It is a problem. There's a half black community in Vietnam. Them people ain't never met their daddies. And a lot of their mamas wasn't willing participants. There's a documentary. I don't know if it's Vietnam or Japan, but it is the children of soldiers, the descendants of soldiers from, I think it might be the Vietnam War, but it's a documentary about how one of them did a 23andMe and they found their black side in America. And then she started a whole community and they all started doing the 23andMe or whatever and, tracing who they are. But and it was all in America. And a lot of them had positive interactions with their fathers and a lot of them did not. A lot of them had positive interaction with their siblings and a lot of them did not. Why didn't they not have that? Because a lot of their siblings did not know that they had siblings. You think your daddy over there fighting for Americans? He taking down half of Vietnam with his dick. Excuse me. With Mateo said, I'm watching for entertainment purposes only, to be honest. Once the TV is off, it's out of my hands. No, I absolutely get that, right? Like, I'm not going to take away how you deal with what's going on. This is your escapism, right? But I was answering a question about how do we get the network to do what we want them to do? It's going to have to be a collective effort. And not everybody's going to be able to do that. Thank you. That was one of my worst looks, but I had to play a mother who was down and out. And I'm telling you, hair and makeup, I wanted to look a certain way and they were just like, you can't. They were like, I know. And one of the ladies who was on my makeup, she was just like, I do good makeup. So just to let you know, but she's just like, you have to look, homeless and run down. She's like, hopefully you can come back and we can, give you the character a makeover, but this is what we have to do. But thank you so much, Cyber Diva. Give Me Shelter said, all fair questions, Nikki. Colin K is a good example. Football hasn't lost any views at all. And I say this as an Eagles fan. Listen, I'm down to boycott, but everybody got to do it. Everybody got to do it. If I'm going to make that sacrifice, we all need to be on the same page because I love them boys. I love my Eagles. Even though they're not making it to the Super Bowl, I love them down. So if I'm going to make that sacrifice, I need to know that everybody's doing it. I'm not going to do it by myself. It got to be a group effort. Simone, Mateo said, I agree, but some of them ain't here for us. It's just for benefit. True. Simone said, exactly, Nikki. The same thing with Euphoria. 4 years, 4 years for season 3 to be made, and we've all outgrown the show. You can't wait that long. You just can't. Like, the audience is different. Don't nobody feel like that? We're going to end here with Cyber Diva because why not? Cyber Diva said, no, you look beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. But I was still like, the makeup was atrocious, but the check cleared. I cannot complain. But thank you all so much for joining me. I apologize for the tangent, but you know, some of y'all love it. Tomorrow I'm going to do a reality TV chat. Give me 15 minutes. I'm going to put in the timestamp for this video, and then I'll put up the reminder for tomorrow. Hope to see you there. Love you all so much. We're going to get through this. We're going to come out on the other side of this, and what a joyous day that will be. But thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me. I totally appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow for something else. Love you all. Goodbye. And we can do it.